Welcome to Halftime Heroes with the latest sports news from around the Mornington Peninsula. With Adam Kelly, Peter Susovich, Neil Craig, Leigh McQuillen, Luke Harris and Chris Gamble. Take it away, Adam.
Welcome, sports fans, to another edition of a huge edition of Halftime Heroes. We are Adam Kelly-less. He is crook, boys. He's started a new job, and I think he's got it wrong, the description. I think he might jump in the bins instead of emptying them. He's got a little bit crook. Wow. So no Adam tonight. Huge show, the Division 2 Grand Final footy show and the Division 1 Preliminary Final footy show. Welcome, one and all. It's going to be massive. From Devon Meadows Footy Club, we've got the Drury boys. Hey. Both Nathan and Liam standing right over there, ready to come on as part of their grand final little prelude. And then from the Bombers, we've got Alex Harnett and Ryan Murdoch coming in following those. Nothing going on at the front, boys. Okay, I'll make sure there's a bit of...
We've got
don't go past Flex. You might put one in on the way out, boys. Big boy.
Between them.
Now, this one, I'm going to introduce the panel in a minute. This week saw the awards night down at Mornington Footy Club with Campbell Huswaite winning the medal for Division 1 and Jolie Hillis, the Prince, for Division 2.
The rug.
And the team of the year in both divisions will pull that apart as we go through the show, Gummers. As we welcome our panel behind the giant knobs is Peter Susovich. Sus, welcome.
Hey, Sus.
Great to have you along. We'll just get my volume up and going. How's that? Is that
That's better,
That's
Sus.
much better, mate. How's your week been, mate?
It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Great, some great footy.
Oh, great footy, yeah.
Rumour mill has just gone.
Oh, right up your alley, Pete.
I had a source, we'll call it an internal source, at 3 o'clock today, and just gave me everything.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Okay, we love those
Look,
internal
it's
sources.
Wow.
Huh?
Very good.
Even the texts are still coming through. We hear some new coaches are abound.
Yeah.
A couple of short
Ben Murphy to Red Hill, fellas.
Yeah, it's a big move.
Yeah, big move down from the city, down to the hill, down to the top of the hill. Good
Absolutely.
on him. To my right, your left, as Adam would say, is this great man, Luke Spook Harris. How are you, mate? Now, you should be sitting here naked, shouldn't you?
I actually should be. I did.
Thank God you're not.
Yeah, no, it's a bit
be.
cold. Might not sort of get the dong out in this sort of weather.
Yeah,
but I did say if my man H didn't win the league best and fairest, that I'd sit here naked. But I love Jolie too, so I'm happy for Jolie to win. Fake hair and all that, helmet off. He had a great
Yeah, he's fantastic. league medalist, mate, the Prince.
2-time.
And this great man, after a little bit of a sojourn after the end of the season and straight to the girls' St Kilda season, and just cracking into that, is Chris Gamble Gammers, mate. Welcome back
Gammers.
to the welcome back.
Thanks,
Welcome back.
Thank you, mate.
Hey, Gammers.
How are you, Neil?
Good, mate. How are you?
Very well. Refreshed. It's nice to only have one coaching job for once. So, just resting, resetting and recruiting.
Yeah, and give Kate a bit of a break as well off the board.
Oh, no,
It's a bunch of flowers or something, a box of chocolates or something.
No, let's just get to work, eh? Get to work.
Straight back to work?
Yeah, get to work and get the house in order, I reckon. What do you reckon?
Oh, that's it.
So, boys, throughout the week, we had Team of the Year selected in Division 1 or 2. When we all know we've seen the results of that. Thoughts, please?
Mine, I mean, I didn't watch the comp that closely, but I think there's a couple of big misses with the teams of the year, to be honest. I was going to touch base. I'll leave one for my soapbox. But the Division 1 team, there's some players there that should not be in those positions. It's the complete... Yeah. From what I can hear, the league sent things out to the coaches. Is that right, Gammers?
Yep.
But I heard potentially they ran out a bit of time.
Okay.
So the league may have had to sort of pick their team. And clearly, I don't know who the league is.
Interject.
But fuck me if they got that wrong. You got big fella... What's the big boy's name from Edie, the big inside midfielder? Diggins. On a wing.
Big number 8. Big Diggins, the bull.
Finn Bain.
Finn.
Can't get in the team.
There wasn't a Mount Eliza player, boys.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just going to play in a prelim in the weekend, but don't slot one.
Yeah,
can't find a spot for one of them.
Diggins on a wing and Finn Bain can't
a little
get in
bit AA-ish, didn't it? All Australian-ish, where we just got to put big names in all the spots. And there's a couple of surprises in the Div 2 team as well, I thought.
I reckon your boy was a bit lucky.
Burton?
Well, if you looked at it, I did get his stats sent to me. So 18 touches and averages 0.8 goals a game compared to a giant block that kicked 54 fucking goals and can't get into the squad of 40.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So MPFNL selectors fucking sorted out. That is a joke. Yeah. He's kicked 54 goals.
Love you, Birdo.
Hey, no offense to Birdo.
Oh, no.
Hey,
I would bloody ripper.
I would pick Birdo. I love the way he plays, heart and soul. Yeah. But compared to what Jai Block does on a footy field, I'm not picking out Birdo.
There's a couple of notable absence. I thought, Jai definitely. a bit of a summy flavour. I thought Lockie Haskett might have got him. I thought that's his best season, averaging 30, 31 touches a game. Mm-hmm. So, a couple of interesting selections, but that's, I reckon every representative team does, don't they?
Yeah,
we're never going to agree,
I think so.
We'll just move on.
Roles, isn't it?
Yep.
So we're here thanks to Frankston, Mornington and Rosebud Toyota, our magnificent sponsors, and they're going to come on board next year, which is great for us all. There was a game, just a quick one for me, down at Olympic Park on Sunday. There wasn't a whole lot of rain. The place turned into a bog. It must have been the only place in the peninsula that turned into, other than maybe Red Hill.
Yeah.
So you were there with me, Luke.
Yeah.
It was barely game worthy, wasn't it?
Geez, it was over a quarter time, wasn't it?
Well, it was that didn't stop the Mighty Eliza team getting up and going. But the condition of the ground was quite poor.
Nah, very poor. They need a bit of turf care Australia down there to get some fertiliser on the joint early. But it wasn't in great condition. But man, Eliza made it look pretty easy.
Yeah, they moved the ball with they were pretty slick in their ball. When they get edgy like that, they look pretty handy.
It helps with Bob back in the team.
It doesn't, not bad. You got Tom one end and Bob the other. It's not too bad at all. We are going to take a short break. Then we're going to get into with these two young fine specimens over here, the Drew boys, and anything could happen.
One more, Commish, just on Adam Kelly, sort of grand final week.
Yeah.
Drew is coming in. He's building up. Catches herpes from a bin or something. Like, what's wrong? He got scabs on his knob. What's he doing?
Adam, you meant to empty the bins, mate, not clean them out thoroughly.
Come on, Adam. Weak as piss.
What a show to miss.
I know.
He's just never forget missing a grand final show.
Nah, he won't ever live that down. That's the worst thing I've ever heard of, to be honest. You're the host of the show, you don't turn up.
We've got guests galore. We've been bloody all week trying to get them organised.
I had him in the cone of silence. We could have put him in there.
No, mate. The cone has just been packed up for the year. It's been disinfected.
And
just packed up.
Don't let him anywhere near it.
No, he can't go anywhere near it. Folks, we're going to take a short break and be right back with the Drewy boys from the Devon Meadows Footy Club to talk about their upcoming grand final. You're with the Halftime Heroes.
Looking for unbeatable deals on new and used Toyotas? Head to Frankston Toyota, where great service meets great value. From rugged Hilux to fuel-efficient Corolla, we've got the perfect car for every driver. And right now, crazy low finance rates for selected models. Come see why locals trust Frankston Toyota. Just off the freeway. Easy to find, hard to beat. T's and C's apply. Visit frankstontoyota.com.au today.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. Thanks to Frankston, Mornington and Rosebud Toyota, our magnificent sponsors who do a wonderful job with propping us up with all this stuff that sus pushes buttons and bloody... But he has got the blue chair back out.
Oh, no.
So everyone we probably need eye goggles on just in case she goes, banger! And it finishes up all over. There'll be splinters everywhere.
It's an impressive chair. It really is.
Very
impressive. It's lasted the whole year.
Impressive. It's very good.
Yeah.
Righto, the Divi 2 Grand Final joining us. Liam and Nathan Drew from the mighty Devon Meadows Football Club, boys. Welcome to Halftime Heroes. Bloody great to have you in.
Fat and half fat. Here we go.
Fat. So I said to Drewy when he walked in, Fat Drewy, mate, do you know where Frankston Park is? He goes, yeah, I did some work down there once. But other than that, mate, he's in the middle of Frankston. So after you boys win, you can just roll into some of the nightclubs and cut a sway through, cut one from the herd, and away we go. Boys, how good is it?
Yeah.
Grand final week, you're in it.
Unbelievable. Hasn't happened before, so
yeah,
it's different feeling. Can't wait.
Last time the Devon represented in a senior grand final, I think it was 27 years ago.
1997.
You guys weren't even born. So there's some history in the making here, boys, regardless of the result. It's a bloody great effort to get. I had you winning it a couple of weeks ago with the Prince being best on. The only one, because everyone was sort of like, can't do that. How do you get around Rosebud? What's the plan? Can you give us a little insight into who do we go to, who goes where, what's happening?
I don't think they're playing Rosebud.
Two Bombers.
Showing your age a bit there.
Two Bombers.
Two Bombers. Sleepy Joe, wrong division.
We'll look into Rosebud next year.
Good answer.
They got some bit of heart and soul through the team there, haven't they, Bombers? And they're going to take a little bit of stopping, lads, aren't they? They've been probably the best team all year. But Gammers did say the best two teams are playing off in the grand final.
I think at this time of the year, I think Frankston have been the benchmark all year. I think you can safely say that.
Yeah.
And I think Devon and I'll give Sammy a plug. I think Devon and Sammy are probably the teams of the second half of the year.
No question about that.
And I just think Devon have probably won more games early in the year and were able to manage their list and play better footy for longer than Sammy. So they deserve to be there. Some of the stats we'll go through shortly indicate to that as well. It'll be a cracking game. I think the final a couple of weeks ago was pretty good down at Crib Point. Was within a couple of goals. So I think both teams going really confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you roll in against Pearstow? Were you confident It's always a good clash against Pearcedale, isn't it, boys? And, you got over and by down at RJ Rally Reserve by 27-odd points. Pretty solid win. And some really good Kirby's a good get, and he comes down from Darwin. He's a ripper.
He's in.
So is everyone coming in healthy from? Was there any injury concerns out of that game?
Nah, we're 100%. You know,
100%.
Let me answer that, Neil. What I would say,
100%.
I saw Frawley limped off. Played well, but limped off.
100% limped off.
100% limped off.
Nah, he's fine.
Keg limped off.
Down to Dr. Death now.
Yeah, he limped off. And I don't think Jolly's fully fit. That's just my personal.
Right.
I could be completely talking out. Maybe his rug's come off.
Jolly good to go?
We've rested him.
Yeah, righto.
It's good to go.
The young blokes, though, boys, I know the young blokes, some of Levi, young superstar, Cody Ray, like these young guys, Kai Williams, like, wait, what a bunch of young group of players. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's unreal. I don't know how long it's been since we got like a good crop of young boys come through.
You did have some, but you kicked him out. It's okay. Just quietly, very good. It's okay. Only joking, mate. Yeah, but it's been a while. Fantastic, mate. They are playing great footy, particularly young for Cody, just turned 17, and I thought he was your best player in the week before. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't doing that at 16.
You're jerking off and drinking beers, Joey.
Underage drinking.
That's it.
16's been doing that for years now.
Going into the season, I know I spoke to you before the game, and they sort of almost thought that this year might be a bit of a development year. Obviously, you lost a few players and you're going to play the kids. And he sort of said it was a bit of a surprise to end up where you've ended up. Through the year, did you feel as though you were gaining momentum and that you could get there, or it was just week by week process? Did you have that sort of deep into the finals, thinking that's where you were going to get to, because you were sort of around the mark the last couple of years?
I think it was just week by week for most of the year. And then I think after that Seaford win, when Jack kicked that goal after the siren, we sort of started to kick on from that.
Yep.
I reckon.
Bit of belief.
A bit of belief come through, and then just sort of kicked off from there. And we kept going.
Awesome.
Really. Yeah.
Bloody oath. Yeah, there seems like a lot of belief out there, a lot of faith in your system. You know, your uncontested mark game, you sort of get around the ground and chipping around. You really took Pearcedale apart. It's exciting. But for me, watching Kirby go about his business, and I know he's been a sort of mid-season pickup.
Yeah, I think
around 10, maybe.
Yeah,
I think
that's
10,
for me when your season turned.
Yeah.
You can probably talk out my ass, but I thought your form really lifted when he came in. He's an exceptional player.
Yeah.
Probably costing you a bomb to get him down here, but what a great bloke too. Obviously a bit of a cold hero for you boys.
Yeah, he was a bit shy when he came down, and he's funny as so. Yeah, when
he loosens up.
Yeah,
right.
He loosens up a bit.
And does he have to fly? He gets on the plane Saturday night after the game, which he won't be this week, mind you. But he flies home and works on Sunday morning.
Sunday,
starts a shift really early Sunday morning. It's like 4 in the morning or something. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Boys, the importance of Dean Kent to the footy club. Since he's been in there, there's professionalism rolling through the place. It's a bit of a different look about it. How important is he to the place?
I think you could see from that Frankston final when he went off, it sort of shifted the game a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think just from that, you can sort of tell how important he is to the footy club.
Yeah, okay.
Structures us up a bit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Good, great to have a coach playing out there with you.
Sort of the voice.
He's a great organiser, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think we've commented about Kent. So Mason reckons Dean Kent's best player in the comp.
Yep.
Like when he's fully going, he's got power, he's got great skills, great leadership. You can hear him from the sidelines just setting them up from behind the ball. And I think when you look at Devon statistically, they are a high possession team. So the thing about Devon this year, and they gave us, not because these boys are here, they gave us the most trouble throughout the year. Like they gave us our biggest loss earlier in the year, I think was 7 goals. And then obviously we played that ripper of a game out at Devon. So they can go in modes. I think that's what's really, really important to them. They can go fast and they can go slow because they possess the ball and they can choose when to go and when not to go. So that'll give them a couple of chances against Frankston Bombers, who Frankston defend well, but I reckon if you can get it into their back half, you're a chance. So then, look, Devon looked pretty even across the field. The midfield's probably where the strength lies. The half-back line in the last month has been super. The forward line was a strength of theirs. I don't think it's a weakness, but it's probably not where the names are anymore. So they're probably a little bit like us. When they get it down there, Devon, they'll have to score this weekend to put Frankston under pressure. But yeah, look, I've admired the way Devon have gone about it. A lot's been said about the last few years and the players coming into the place, et cetera, but it looks those kids they've got running around, they're fast, they're skillful, they've got a bit of cheek. Yeah. You love that. And I think they play the right way, Devon, and that's why they're there.
Yeah, no, absolutely so. we saw some vision of the rooms after the game against Pearsdale. Obviously, you're straight to a grand final. The feeling there must have been palpable. Must have been just palpable means.
That's a big word. Really, fat said no big words now.
Fantastic. So has there been a theme throughout this week to try and bottle that and just try and just roll it out? Have you guys sort of embraced it? You just want to just roll it out to Saturday? Or how does the week look?
I don't know.
Any different? Are you training hard? Are you back off?
It's just another week.
Week.
Yeah, okay.
Bit
I'm
cliche.
sure when Saturday comes around, it'll be a bit different.
But,
just enjoy it. I think they're trying to get a lot of people down tomorrow night for dinner.
Yeah, right.
Awesome. That'd be massive.
Yeah.
How many beers, half fat, do you normally have on a Friday? Now, surely you'll back off from the 6 to 8. Would you have just a couple this week, or you stick to the 6 to 8
Probably
cans?
4 or 6.
Don't
We're going to water it right down.
Don't change.
Don't change, mate.
No,
10. Fuck it.
Routine's routine.
I fucking love you, half fat.
Absolutely.
Don't change what you did last week, mate.
So on the track this week, do you back off a little bit, or it's just another week of ball movement? There's a little bit shorter, sharper sort of
I
stuff.
feel like if you change anything that you've done throughout the year, I don't know, you just stick to what you know. So
You'll go through some vision, that sort of stuff, though.
we've done it every week. So
Righto.
Danny's good at that. He sorts it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Danny does all your reviews, previews.
Yeah.
Do you do Oppo preview as well as your own review? Bit of both, or
Yeah,
just
a bit of both.
bit of both?
He
Tuesday,
cuts it all
Thursday,
up.
or
One or the other.
yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cuts it all up. So.
And your fullback, the boy that was from I've always forget his name. Big
Gregson.
Gregson.
He had a
in the
big.
best
Now,
of the
please
weekend.
don't tell me he's going to play because he was on crutches with a big ice pack on his foot after the game. So is he a bit suspect, or you play?
No, you'll play.
He'll be
Righto,
right.
He'll be right.
The one thing I would suggest, I know Riley, the big ruckman, was in the team, and I said to the boys today on message, personally, and I know Riley's a good kid, good basketball.
Simmons is very handy. Yeah.
I personally think the reason why you had such a good game on Saturday is because you played Kirby in the ruck for about 90%. I think H completely fucking munches Riley. I think it's a benefit if Riley doesn't play. Because I think Kirby can possess a bit of get around the ground on H. Because H follows up, Kirby can sort of get around the ground because H goes after his own footy.
Yep.
If Riley's
Is H going to be 100%?
H at 60% is better than anyone else.
No, sure, but he's not going to be 100%.
Yeah, he'll be right.
It's the first time we're going to see him, though, isn't it?
It is.
It is. But
Yeah.
I still think for Devon, I think it'll be an advantage if Riley doesn't play and they just leave Kirby to go head to head. That's my personal view. Great battle, those two going at it. Very skilled ruckman.
Simmons didn't play against us when we played Devon, and I think Kirby rucked the whole game against Tom Roberts, and I thought they looked great. Well, they had us on toast, 5 goals up. So, but I think Simmons does give them options and levers to pull. Like if Devon get to a stage where they've got to score, then you probably want to stick Kirby up forward to try and take a grab. I think there's benefits if Simmons is good to go. It'd be tough selection. They've probably got 30 to pick from, 30 good players to pick from, maybe more. I don't know, but there's going to be some stiff guys missing out, isn't there?
Yeah, no, is
definitely.
there?
In your opinion, boys, I mean, outside of Joel, you guys train. Is there anyone that we could sort of, we'll have a bit of a bet internally, best on ground, a sneaky best on ground from within the ranks that most of us wouldn't probably think of? Who?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'll probably go Kyle Williams.
Kyle Williams, he's a tough kid.
Yeah.
I like Daniel Hallier.
How
Daniel
good
Hallier.
was his on the weekend?
Playing off halfback?
Didn't play that fucking good.
He's centre halfback. Yeah, no,
he
he's
was
a good
enormous.
Good pickup, good recruit.
He was, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
from Beaky, wasn't he?
He's Lee's
Yeah,
boy.
Yeah,
he's playing two.
He is.
He's playing two, so that's a good pick.
Yeah, no.
I beat them, by the way, this year, boys. That's all right.
It's a midfielder's award, Luke. We know that. We need to pick a.
Was he in the squad of 40 for defence for the team with him?
Not too sure. I don't think they did put it up or anything.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. Nice. And if you're going to win, boys, what's the margin, old half-fat? What do you think you can roll by? What are you going to roll this Bombers team by?
Good 4 goals, I reckon.
4 goals. I like it, half-fat.
4 goals.
Very confident. Absolutely. Yeah. Who's your matchup, half-fat? If you do have to go near someone, you don't go near Jai Block.
No, I did play on him in the last game, but
you don't want to do that. I asked for someone else to do it,
Didn't
half-fat.
last long.
I think I would Gregson go to him.
Nah, Gregson could keep up. I don't know who the matchup would be. Who would be?
It's a tough matchup.
Maybe Owen.
Yeah, Owie?
Yeah.
Great to see Owie playing some good footy.
Yeah, not when he peels off, tries to get kicks. Block his fucking off towards the goal square. How about you, Fat? Who your matchup
I
be?
used to get Robbo.
Jeez, he's a big boy too, Robbo. Isn't he?
He is.
Sort of suits. Yep, sort of suits.
So,
Yeah, nice, mate.
Hopefully just stand in.
Yep.
Not much run.
Yeah, nice, mate. Very, very
Just
good.
block his run. Block his run. That's all you got to do.
That's it. And is there anything with you probably might not have done the review yet? Is there anything that you've taken out of the last time you played Bombers? You don't have to tell us what it is, but is there something you think that you saw or the coaches saw that you can get after them this week? You know, kept your powder dry a bit. Is there some tactics you can get after them? Because obviously they're the...
Well, we hear there's one. Don't we?
Oh, there's the Susovich tactic.
Yeah, don't kick at the car.
Yeah.
Is there
That's-
anything you've worked
Sus,
on?
you should be a coach.
Are you
Anything
playing?
you can get after
You
them
should
with?
be a coach.
Didn't you see my plan?
Don't kick at the car.
Don't kick at the
We
car.
haven't, we haven't really looked at it yet, but I'm sure there'll be some.
Yep.
We'll
Yeah.
do it tomorrow night. Look at them last game. And I'm sure there'll be a few things that the coaches will see, and we'll have a look at it.
Just a question, boys. You had these two as coaches, didn't you?
Yep.
How does it feel to migrate from a chalkboard to a video?
Oh, yeah.
Just taking that one on the chin.
Chalkboard.
Yeah, okay.
Wasn't a
Does he
chalkboard.
put me then,
It's
Sus?
like one of those things that, you know,
Proper
teledex
ladies.
things that you put swipe across.
Dit, 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 dat, dat.
Yeah, it's a good one. Sus. Well done.
Yeah, good
Love
stuff,
that one.
yeah.
It's really good. Yeah.
And how's the crowd on Saturday, boys? I'm sort of getting around to
It's unreal.
the excitement, and you know, I've potted this club for the last 3 years, but I was genuinely happy for a lot of. So Helen walked past,
Yeah.
and some older, like Bill, if you're still trying. Imagine
Yeah.
Bill. Has anyone spoken to Bill? Like,
He's
imagine
got
how.
about 15 dogs.
But the
Yeah.
excitement for these guys
Billy.
who've been around Devon, no,
Is Billy still training?
Nah,
He's giving it away?
No, he's.
He is?
He's
He
genuinely
shoot,
got
he
like
shoot,
15
shit,
dogs
yeah,
at
but
home.
Yeah.
He does. He shoots everything.
Named them after all the boys.
Did he?
So-
Yeah, good. Yeah, but just the
Fantastic.
genuine excitement for the crowd and the community. It's a great day for the
No,
club,
it's-
and I hope you go well, boys. I hope it ends up being a good day for you.
Boys, we appreciate you coming in. We know it's a busy week for you grand finalists, and you better get some rest. Don't have 6 games.
Nah,
Have 3.
Maybe
Try
two
3.
or
Try
three.
3 and see how you go.
7.
We do appreciate you coming in and sharing that with us, and good luck. We'll be down there on Saturday cheering you guys on, cheering them both on, actually. But the Frankston boys are out there now. Good luck.
We'll be sharing
It's-
a change room with you, the twos. So I'll see
okay.
you in there as well. I'm
Yeah.
running water for the twos. So if you want
Oh,
to,
fantastic.
maybe
Yeah,
some
we
of
will,
the
boys.
some of the teams that don't like me will be throwing cans at me.
No, don't throw any cans.
Yeah, we-
No.
We
You
did
get-
plan. We did plan on having guests for our grand final show. We thought we could have given these boys like we're going to give you a 6-pack each, and then we thought maybe for you, Drew, we'd give you a Jenny Craig voucher or some lean cuisines, and we thought we'd
It's
give
in the
you
mail.
Yeah, and we'll send you an alcoholic anonymous form. So we'll get them to you in the mail, boys.
Fair dinkum.
Nathan, Lee, thanks for coming in, boys. Enjoy the week. Enjoy Saturday. Whatever happens, it's a bloody treat to have you in here. It's going to be a great day. It's meant to be a beautiful day weather-wise. 19 and no wind down at Frankston Park, which is just fantastic for us drinking cans on the sideline watching you boys. But all the best. All the best. Go Devon Meadows.
Yeah, good luck, boys.
We're going to be back after the break with the boys from Frankston. You're watching and listening to the Halftime Heroes.
Looking for unbeatable deals on new and used Toyotas? Head to Frankston Toyota, where great service meets great value. From rugged Hilux to fuel-efficient Corolla, we've got the perfect car for every driver. And right now, crazy low finance rates for selected models. Come see why locals trust Frankston Toyota. Just off the freeway. Easy to find, hard to beat. T's and C's apply. Visit frankstontoyota.com.au today.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. Thanks to Frankston, Mornington and Rosebud Toyota, our magnificent sponsors. We just love them. Straight from one to the other, the boys from Frankston are here. Alex Harnett, Flex and Ryan Murdoch. Scratcher. What do they call this scratcher? Ryan?
It's a long and boring story, which I get asked very
Just
frequently.
make it quick.
High fend off on a coach who challenged me to a one-on-one tackle, and I scratched his face back in under 18.
With your long nose.
Right, it's stuff.
Wow.
I wish there was a more
Gee,
exciting
pretty boring,
story. Yeah.
No,
Look at-
that's good.
and
We
look
like
at
it
it.
short and sharp.
I tell you, the boys look good after the dust up with the Devon boys out the front.
Oh, was it
Hey,
big?
they look fresh, don't they?
Front lawn,
Hey,
couple
we
of
had
bottles
to break them up,
smashed.
didn't we? So it's on. It's on. Bit of
Machetes
feeling.
Put your machetes in
If
the
you-
machete.
if you- if you-
What did you use the machete bin?
Have you seen a bigger contrast from the Drury boys walk out, fat and half fat, the Devon Meadows
Yeah.
Division 2 team coming up to take on the big cut
Yeah.
Division 1 boys? It's a
Look
bit
at
of a
Frankston.
contrast here, lads, with professionalism and athlete, but doesn't matter. It's all good.
Boys, welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks,
It's been a really exciting week. Ryan, you were telling us that 2017 was the last time the club had played in a granny and only won 2 grand finals in their 150-year history. 2 flags in the 150-year history.
2 senior flags, 91 and 2009.
Bit on the line on Saturday, mate, isn't there?
Yes, with 3 sides in it, though. We're hoping we can add 3 to
Yeah,
that tally.
fantastic effort for the club.
Yeah, well done, Bombers. That's a
The
huge
development
effort.
team in the under-19s all playing on the day, which is That happened to Kringle a couple of years, and they go went doink, doink, doink.
Yeah, but Langwarrin got them all through. Yeah.
So,
Your
anyway, it's not going to happen to you boys.
Pretty big effort.
That's massive. The twos game was a cracker on the weekend. Jeez, didn't they come rattling home? They just got there, didn't they, the boys?
Yes.
Brett Sutton's last quarter was impressive.
Very much so. Sammy Glenn actually pulled me up just before three-quarter time. He said, Scratch, we've got to get all of us boys behind the goals and rally them across the line.
Yeah.
You go, Scratch, you can take the credit for it. So I did.
Yeah.
And no, that's what we did. We got him behind the goals and cheered him on, and they led the game for a total of 19 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was the
Crazy
last 19 seconds of the game.
That's bullshit, isn't it?
Great
That's
win.
so good.
Yep.
That's good for us fans.
Brilliant.
That's so good to be on the
Brilliant.
field. Been a great year for the Bombers. You don't like being in Division 2. You're doing something about it pretty quickly, and playing off on Saturday to go straight back into Division 1. It's been a super year, really consistent. The feeling around the club must be one of confidence, but not overconfident.
Yeah, it was pretty. This time 12 months ago, it was pretty dark days at Bombers. We really had to do some reflecting and to try to get the club back to where we wanted to get it. And credit to Jace and everyone at the club. We've put the hard work in, and now we're sitting here about to play in a grand final. So it's pretty exciting, mate. Club's in a really good spot.
No, it is fantastic. But just been on the back of a really good year, solid all the way through.
Yeah, fantastic. All three sides. It's really been a focus on club culture this year, and one club, all three teams trying to play a similar brand of footy, and a lot of guidance and support from Jared, who's put in countless hours. I live with Jared as well.
Right.
Fuck it, how do you go with
Jeez.
that?
It's the only reason I'm in the side.
You mow the lawns.
Yeah, but he puts in countless hours behind the scenes. He's a very
right.
quiet operator, and you would never know, but he's always looking at stats and on the phone and putting the work in. So he's worked hard to be where we are.
No, it's fantastic. Great effort. Boys.
With the coming down to Division 2 and coming off the back of last year, you look like you're playing a similar type brand, but was there much adjustment pre-season planning going into Division 2? And then as we saw, because it is a fairly different brand of footy, I mean, I've noticed the last month compared to Division 1 with more contests, kick down the line, not taking... So did you adjust in season as you went along with Division 2, or did you sort of what you did in the pre-season? Because your first 10 to 12 weeks, no one got near, to be honest. Like, you were dicking everyone. And then the back half of the year, it looked like teams... whether it's personnel or whatever, but it looked like they were getting a bit closer? Or did you sort of, what you trained for, you've just stuck with it all year?
A bit of both. I think we stuck to a lot of things we were doing last year. Obviously, we had a bit of personnel out last year, hence why we probably lost a few games late and ended up getting relegated. But, it's pretty contested kind of game around the footy. But
Suits you, Flex.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I haven't played much
Yeah,
this
I know,
year,
yeah.
but, the boys have managed to get the job done without me this year, which has been great. So,
You're 35 and about 25 contested in the final was pretty good, mate.
yeah, I
Made a
can't
difference.
find any uncontested footy for some
Still,
reason.
it's still fucking like this. It's
But,
great.
no, it was good to finally be able to get a kick and be able to help the boys
That's
there.
great, mate.
But,
Yeah, it's a different brand though, isn't it? You
very
find
much
it sit
so.
down back, a bit more contest?
Yeah, it's definitely a far skinnier game. Ball seems to ping up and down one side of the ground, really heavily reliant on either big muscly blokes and small crummers at the feet.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to get from that inside bubble to the outside as quickly as you can if you want to open the game up. So, yeah, we knew coming into Division 2 that the style was slightly different, and there were ways that we wanted to try and expose sides, and that's what we've tried to execute all year.
Beautiful. And Gammers, how did you find Gammers' team? They were challenging you boys. Well,
pretty good.
Chucked heap of numbers around the ball and closed down the game. Tough to play, Sammy, and bet you're not glad to play them.
it was two tough games. They put together a good game plan against us both times. And the second game at home, they really took it to us. And credit to Gamma's game plan, coming with a great plan. And we didn't have any answers that last game.
Oh, thanks, Flexi. But I think you had a few missing though, so we won't.
Don't go knobbing him off too much.
No, we are definitely glad that Sammy aren't the side we're coming up against. A really talented list, and it was really evident how close the boys were, particularly in that last game. I think the culture really stood out to me, the way they stood up for each other, their mateship on the ground, and it goes a really long way in footy. People don't talk about those small things. But it has a massive contribution to the team's success, and I think obviously a credit to you on the culture you're building there. It was very noticeable.
Thanks, boys. Back onto you though, Devon. So you played them 2 weeks ago. Close-ish game. I wasn't there personally. I was away. What are you expecting to come up against this weekend? Is there anything that caught your eye last time you played them? Is there any tactics? What are you expecting to see from the Devon Meadows side on grand final day?
I think it's going to be a tough slog. They've got a really good midfield with Pillis and Battle in there. Kirby's a really good ruck, so it's going to be a tough.
Yeah, Kirby's been a
star,
massive.
mate. He's a star.
From all
Great
reports, he
player.
played really well on the weekend.
Oh,
This,
he was enormous,
Yep.
wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he had 30 and 2. He's just very crafty. I mean, I spoke to Luke prior to our game last time we played him, and I had the job on him. I said, Luke, playing on Kirby. He goes, fuck, mate, I wouldn't want to play on him. He goes, put your hand
thanks.
up for anyone else.
Go somewhere
Thanks
else.
for that.
But no, he's a very talented footballer for a bigger frame. He's quite agile and deceptive as well, which plays into his strength. And obviously, with Big Riley out,
Big Riley
he's had
Simmons,
to spend all of his time in the ruck. I think he's taken hit-outs or stoppages across the whole ground, which is a big effort from a big fella.
Yeah.
So, yeah, great player.
Absolutely.
These two teams at their best play a little bit similar.
Yeah.
So I think Frankston Bombers early in the year were just too slick with ball movement for the first 12 weeks, I reckon.
Yep.
I think I spoke to a couple of you blokes after the first time we played. Just we went to town on trying to stop you. We just didn't have the cattle the first time. How have you found the second half? Is it that you guys have? I mean, I know you've had some personnel issues in the last probably 8 weeks, but is it that the Division 2 teams have caught up, or have you guys just not coast, that's probably a bad word, but have you guys managed your way through the second half of the season, knowing that you're probably going to finish top 2 from fairly early on and set yourself up for what's coming on Saturday?
Good question.
Look, yeah, great question. I don't think we took our foot off the pedal at all. I don't think that's in our brand and in our DNA as a club. You know, we're always striving to get better. So it definitely wasn't that. I think coaches obviously did their homework. They didn't have that prior to the season, so they knew what they were coming up against the second half of the year. Clubs have started to mirror some of our game plan as well, which has been quite noticeable. So, no, I think it comes down to coaches doing their homework and understanding how to restrict the way we want to play. It's all part of it.
You're sitting back early in the year as an opposition coach. Sorry to cut you off. Like watching the 200-point wins. And
Yeah, it was scary.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know. I
Can't wait to play them.
Yeah. Well, when you look at it, when you're coaching against, I mean, there's no doubt. I was going to vote under Jared on Coach of the Year, but to be honest, that list of players, my mum could have fucking the fact that you did
handy,
not to suck you off,
They're
but
handy.
that list you got on the Flex doesn't play, but Flex and Khan and Jared and Squawky and Scratcher and Flynn Wood and Wilson Fletcher. I mean, it's a fucking strong list.
I
of
think
players.
for the Div 2 competition,
Pretty
like
scary for
you
Div 2
always
teams.
you always put four to six magnets on the board. You probably only go after 2, but like you just
Who do you go
you
after
kind
here?
of throw them in a bag and pick out the 6.
yeah.
No, there's just so many.
Yeah.
Which is look. I think it's a credit to the Frankston Bombers that it can be tough to leave Division 1, come Division 2 and retain your list. Like we've seen other clubs, like no club's bounced recently. Like Edie stayed for a while, Mornington stayed for a while, Bomb Beach is still here. So I think it's a real credit to the club culture. And I've spoken to your president both games, had a few beers, and obviously the culture at your club is really, really strong, because I would imagine if you would want to jump off, like I know how hard it is to get good players to Div 2 clubs, and you've gone from Div 1 to Div 2. So it's a credit to the club, and they deserve to be in this position, and I think they'll bounce.
Yeah, I know they're heavy favourites for sure.
Frawley would be a bit of a handful for any on the weekend, boys. We know he's not probably 100% fit, but he's a big time player.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the midfield battle, the supply he's getting. So if we can limit the supply and the efficiency that's going into him, and Matty Chen did a great job on it 2 weeks ago. He's so underrated, Matty. He doesn't get his flowers. He's been so valuable for us, so he'll have another big job, but we back him to get it done again. And hopefully we can keep Frawley pretty quiet.
In the past, I know Joel, maybe Bailey played on Joel once, maybe the first time. But last time you didn't go with Joel. So is there, not that you're not going to get him wherever he goes to, but midfield, would you let him go? Forward, you really go hard, or do you think Jared's not normally one for tagging around the middle? So how that pan out?
Well, funny enough, last time we played him, Hill has spent, I think, all of 3 minutes in the forward line. Bulk of his time was spent in the midfield. I'd be lying if I said we didn't discuss it as a back six. A player of that quality comes in.
You have him.
Into his space. You need to be prepared. You need to understand who's got the role. Not necessarily a run with role, but it's a hold him accountable. We can't afford for players of that caliber to get off the hook. So, we're ready for whatever they throw at us, and whoever comes down, we've got the personnel to match it. We believe.
Yeah, awesome. The kids have interesting, and you got great young players at Bombers too, with Flynn and Wilson, those guys. The Devon guys are just a little bit younger. There's a couple of 17, 18-year-olds.
A little bit unknown.
Like young Cody Ray, very good player, those boys. Like from a big, strong, I think you're a more powerful physical team. Clearly, you're going to get after those boys physically. It's a grand final, and they're great young players. That's what I'd be trying to do, get after these kids. But they do possess, I would think, across the ground, they do possess some good speed, which if they can get their uncontested mark games going, that'll give them their best chance to Warrior. So shut that down, take on the young blokes and get after it.
I think so, yeah. And Frankston's a big deck, so we probably need to get into them early. Shut down that uncontested game and probably utilise it ourselves.
Absolutely.
Cody's a brilliant footballer. He
He's
actually
great.
came down
He did the
as part of
18s,
the Nick
19s,
Haynes
that's
Academy
right.
that we ran in the pre-season. I tried really
Yeah,
hard
couldn't get him. Couldn't
I
sign him.
tried to retain him, but look, he ended up going to Devon. He's put some really impressive games at a senior level, and he's a star in the making. You know, he's a young kid, and he's making his mark in finals. He doesn't look nervous. He looks like he fits right in. Credit to him and all the other young kids that are making their mark on the comp.
Boys, it's the age-old question about you haven't played as much footy as the Oppo coming in. Would you have rather have kept playing, or do you think the break is just good to get the bodies right, train properly? Would you like another run?
To be honest, it's been good for me to freshen up.
Yeah.
Had a lot of hamstring issues this year, so body's feeling really good now.
Good.
A week off this week helped. So
Fantastic.
feeling good. I'm not sure about. I think we're all.
No, we're all in the same boat. A few boys that have really appreciated the time off, and
I mean, we're still trained hard. So trying to
How's
get
Jared's health?
fit.
Yeah, great.
He's feeling good.
Fight and fit, ready to go.
And I must admit, we all know how good a player Khan was, but his game in the final, I know, and you could see he's desperate to get to a grand final. Like he's rucking to forward. He took 10 marks in that third quarter, I reckon. Yeah. And they just kept up. He is such a good player, Khan. Yeah. He's and a great man. Yeah. He could potentially. They might have a plan for him. They got some young kids, but good luck stopping him comes that day.
He's a quiet bloke. Doesn't say a lot until you get to know him. But if you light that fire inside his belly, mate, he's a beast. And if I was Devon, I'd want to find that balance of not pushing him too hard, because if you get him over the line, mate,
don't awake the beast.
Don't awake the beast, because he will
poking
go.
the bear.
So, it's a fine line with him, but incredible player. And how do you match up on that?
So tomorrow night's selection would be a great place to be, because there's not going to be too many guys missing out in the game, is there? Right from the 19s to the 2s to the...
Well, not true, unfortunately.
How many 19s you got missing?
I got 8. So I've
missing?
Got 8 missing a game.
8 19s missing a game.
8 under
Yeah, bad luck for
There's 8 no Christmas cards for you, Scratch.
That's just bad luck for those 8, straight up.
Honestly, it's the worst part.
Yeah, it is.
You'd know gammers, you feel anxious all week, sick in your stomach, you're letting these kids down who are putting their heart and soul in. And the reserves are similar. I think there's about 7 or 8 missing a game in reserve. So
it's healthy.
Healthy list. It's the reason we've got to where we are.
The fittest we've been all year. Really.
That's awesome.
The healthiest list.
Good timing, boys.
So speaking to that, obviously there was a pretty unfortunate incident in the round 18 clash with H. How's he tracking? I saw him at the dinner on Monday. Looked pretty happy and looked ready to go. Hasn't played since that game. How's he tracking? And obviously he's going to play, but how's the recovery been? And is he going well on the track?
He's been training for the last couple of weeks.
Good.
Probably could have played last week if we had a game.
Oh, really? Okay, so he's that close.
Get through the first. If we managed to beat Devon the first time around without him, and we did.
Yep.
So and he's had that time to get his body right, and he's feeling really good. So
that's
we can't wait to.
It's just huge. If he's 98%,
especially when it's H as well.
So, for those of you that know Harry, he's a cautious operator.
He is, yes, I do know that.
You know, he's not going to. I know it's a grand final, and of course you do whatever you can to get there. And the reason he missed that game against Devon the first time because he's a cautious bloke and he does all the right things. He's very diligent. Have no doubt about it. He's ready to go.
No, that's awesome.
Great in.
Right, it's massive. It's him and Kirby. That's why that's a great matchup. I can't wait to get there Saturday and have a look at those two boys going at it. And just on Jai Block, I know Blocky's been a great player for you. His year this year, boys, like 54 goals. I know it sort of had to sprayed the league before, but he is an incredible player inside 60. He has shots from 70, but inside 60, good luck with space. I don't know who Devon take because he's a frightening prospect. He just doesn't miss. Does he?
No, he's a freak. Mate. He's honestly got the license to do whatever he wants to do when he gets the ball within 60. I just say, look, do whatever you want to do, mate, because normally 90% of the time he ends up kicking a goal. So
he has to play that way to be good.
Watch. It's so good to watch.
He's a freak.
I don't know if they do stats on bounces, but I don't reckon there'd be a bloke in the league. He takes more bounces, he picks it up, bounces, and it rolls onto that left boot.
And who I asked Scratchy this on Saturday, Flex, and he said it'd be you that we best on after the potential grand final win. But who will be best on in the outside of Alex? Who's going to be best on in the party for the next 3 months when Bombers win this flag?
In the party,
who's best on after the fact?
Flynn Walker is an
he'd be
impressive
a favourite.
operator.
He likes some. He's very good.
Silly
Is he? Oh no! Good luck.
Yeah, Flinny Walker would have to be.
Flex would go pretty good.
Flex goes pretty well.
I saw him there last year's grand final. Was standing with him.
That was a good day.
Quite noisy.
I can't even remember. That's how good he was going.
I can't remember that was last year.
You were there.
That was gold. That was a good spray. Excellent.
There's a few boys that don't mind a beverage, so it should be good fun. So.
Who's your best on, boys? Neil, who do you think? Who do you think outside of your good self? Who do you think gets your best on if you win it?
Well, it goes one of two ways. Do you look at it from a team perspective? If Chen keeps Frawley to no goals, do they reward something like that, which
Those
isn't a
deals
high
won't.
disposal
Those deals
impactor?
won't. You're trying to get yourself a medal ear scratcher.
Yeah, just whatever I can. No, but in all honesty,
Who does the most jumps?
otherwise,
really
if Khan can put together a game like he did against Devon, particularly that second half, you can't look past him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he stands out. How about you,
Big
Flick?
game players.
Big Tookie's hard to go past, and maybe Flinny Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Flynn. He's probably
He's on ball already?
Stiff not to make.
Yep.
Or did he make the 40?
He might have made the 40.
He made the
Yeah,
40,
he's had
yeah.
a pretty good year,
Yeah.
but he's only young, so not everyone's worked him out yet. But he's
Well, he was,
Yeah,
he was
he's
the one
gonna
we
be-
went after.
He went after
He's
him.
gonna, yeah, I remember.
Don't blame
He's going
you.
to be a hard man to stop in a few years' time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How much do you win by, lads? What's the score, Scratcher? What do you reckon you get him by?
Oh, you're not going to get that.
Nah,
answer.
God no, God no.
Come on,
No,
we'll
mate.
just be happy with
I'd be
this.
happy with
just
the
about
Alex.
happy
Well
with
done,
a
Alex.
1 point win, but,
Half fat said 4 goals. He's
confident.
He's confident, the
That's
boy.
all right.
Yeah, put,
That's a little
that,
bit of difference.
put that up in the pre-game.
Exactly right. Exactly right, boy. Oh, your nuts fall out, Sus.
Boys, we're going to have to wrap it up. But thanks for coming in. It's been bloody great to get you in on a grand final week. We understand it's a busier week than normal for all you guys, and especially with the commitment you've got down the footy club.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Great. All the best of luck to the Bombers all the way through 19s, the reserves, and you guys.
Not
Let's
so
hope
much.
you-
Not so much. The
Not so
reserve.
much the reserves.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The reserves.
But go well in the 19s.
Yeah, 19s.
Yeah.
19s.
So, no, honestly, it's 19s in terms of the way 19s footy goes. I know, Luke, you're very experienced. Mentored me a lot with my coaching. Seaford are a fantastic outfit,
They
and
are.
if you want to watch as good
Shane
an under
Ramsey still
19s game as you'll ever get, it's going to be this weekend.
Is that Shane's too?
Unaware of what the coach's name is.
No,
Great
no,
bloke,
no,
and I feel
no,
terrible
yeah,
for saying
boy.
that. No, we talk to him every
Yeah.
time, but I don't know his first
They
name.
did some
I'm
damage
sorry,
to Crib Point last week,
Yeah,
didn't they?
Magnificent.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
brilliant
yeah.
players. Yeah.
And they've been renowned for having good 19s teams for a long time.
Yeah, they've
Yeah,
had a
I've
good
got big
program.
numbers.
Well
Big
coached.
numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, we did plan on giving you some gifts, boys. So we had a 6-pack each. Sus forgot to give them. We're going to give you a 6-pack and say good luck. And we're going to give you a T-shirt to fucking put on one for once. And we're going to give Flex and Baby oil for Saturday when he gets those arms going, mate. We've been great presents.
I thought it was going to be a mirror.
He makes shame
I
on
thought it was gonna be a
Loden.
mirror.
You wait till you see the fucking. He's going to look a
If the
treat.
sun's out, I'll load up.
Had the in the solid this week, mate. Know about that.
They'll be lining up to put it on, won't they?
Absolutely, mate. I've always said if we gave an MPFNL like a calendar, I'd have Flex on the front just with the
Mr.
rig out like
January.
this. Mr. January, absolutely.
Well,
There
Flex
he
would
is.
have himself on the front. I reckon.
Yeah.
Boys, good on you. Thanks for coming in. All the
James.
best for Saturday. Go get them. We're going to be back after the break with the Division 2 Grand Final review and some tips. You're watching and listening to the Halftime Heroes.
Looking for unbeatable deals on new and used Toyotas? Head to Frankston Toyota, where great service meets great value. From rugged Hilux to fuel-efficient Corolla, we've got the perfect car for every driver. And right now, crazy low finance rates for selected models. Come see why locals trust Frankston Toyota. Just off the freeway. Easy to find, hard to beat. T's and C's apply. Visit frankstontoyota.com.au today.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. Well, it's a little bit of class has just walked out. A little bit more class has just walked in. Leigh McQuillen's just wandered in, mate.
Hey,
welcome back to you. Good to
boys.
see you.
There he is.
Rest of the show.
I tell you what, last night, I just wanted to throw something in there. I was at Alex Park last night. I actually got a call up last night by the under-19s coach to take a session. I thought, that's an upgrade.
Yeah,
like
wow.
our under-19s,
They're flying.
are flying.
Yeah.
And I walked into training and I took the session and I was like, shit, I know all these boys because we had so many of them in the ones this year.
Yeah.
So just
What a
priming the
great way
boys.
to be.
Yeah, it was a good night for it
That's
too.
so
So
good.
Every
Yeah.
favourite going in?
I reckon they'd have to be. They've won a lot. They've only dropped
Yeah.
one game this year, and Edie gave them a good run. Actually, it was a closer game than what you think. But look, there's some quality in that side, and
Yeah.
we dropped half a dozen back after the last game. But they'll get a week off now, so it's all about that. You know that
Who plays the
planning
prelim? Who plays prelim?
Edie will play.
YC
You need
still
to
in?
help me, Chief. Maybe YC.
Man, Eliza are out.
Now Eliza out.
19th out.
Now Eliza
Yeah.
out.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
That's all right. No.
That's great.
Yeah.
The whole group
Edie-
coming through, they can defend for a couple of years.
Edie might have a couple
That's
back
fine.
though out of their seniors, so
Yeah.
that'll
Yep.
you know. So anyway, it was a good night
fantastic.
last night.
Well done, mate. Primed.
Talking of quality, great to have the 4 boys in.
that was
to
great,
give up
wasn't
some time throughout the week, throughout grand final week, and from the boys from Devon and Bombers, it was bloody good, Macca, and it's a
Yeah, I
good,
heard
honest chat.
They went well. I caught him in the car park.
Yeah, did you? Yeah, and they caught each other in the car park too.
Yeah.
going
Yeah, we had
across
to-
the-
You-
there
you
was-
normally-
we
you
had to
norm-
sort of break it up
Yeah,
a
we
little
had to
bit.
set
but it
on.
wasn't too
Normally,
bad.
Mac is ringing flexing about this time of year.
I
actually.
am, but well, when I saw him walk out, I sort of thought I might
Oh,
go a
Sabin.
bit.
Hey, boys, are Sabin ringing you?
Get a paper bag, get a couple of paper bags.
Three.
Not for
Couple
you,
of sheets.
Scratcher.
The highlight for me was Ryan Scratcher saying that he was asked to go on another show, but couldn't make it tonight because he's with the halftime heroes. Well, bad luck, other show. He's on the really good
Hey,
show with us.
they're your fucking mates.
No,
what are you talking about?
hey. So you knew the circumstances there, Luke.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Righto.
are those teams going to wear a Clash jersey? They're pretty similar.
Yeah,
I've got
they
a-
are.
that's a- I've got a-
That's
hey,
a
I've got a-
very
hey,
good
I've got
point.
a Clash jersey here.
We had to
But
wear.
that could be, that's
Hey,
Devonish.
this one.
That's Devonish. That's a good point.
They should wear one.
They probably won't.
But
That's a good
Devon have
point.
got that white banger.
Yeah, the
Have
white.
They
got a
should wear
white
that.
away.
Okay.
They got a white away match.
Yeah,
They won't
right.
wear it.
They'd be forced to wear it,
Oh,
wouldn't
have
they?
to,
Being
yeah.
the
I have to.
lower rank side.
Away
It's
team.
actually a good
Yep.
jumper.
Might wear the pink, like the Gold Coast Suns.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Well, Mornington wore the white away.
Yeah, we had to
In
swap
the
that
grand
year.
final,
We had
yeah.
to swap that year,
Yep,
didn't we? Yep.
absolutely. Yep.
Righto, so we're here to talk about the Division 2 Grand Final to be played on Saturday down at Kinetic Stadium. But we just want to have a really quick look of how they got there. And the Devon Meadows Pearsdale game and the Bombers
Devon game.
Devon game.
Yep.
Boys, just pull some numbers apart so we can make sense of it when we preview the granny.
So Devon and Pearsdale, we'll start with that. 106 to 80, 30 scoring shots to 26. So Pearsdale, I wasn't at the game. I watched a little bit of the vision. Some numbers that jump out is that Devon controlled the ball. So a whopping 361 disposals they
I
had,
saw
which
that one,
is
yeah.
which is very high. I think it's only been beaten maybe once this year by, I think Frankston Bombers had 400 against Kringle.
Yeah,
Good
right.
record. That's
So
Dramana numbers.
that's a fair way up there. The other number that really sticks out is clearances. So Pearsdale had 54 clearances to Devon's 34, but the inside 50s even up at 58, 56 Pearsdale's way. So Devon seemed to be happy to lose clearance and rebound off the half-back line, or they're very good at getting numbers to that second possession. But it looked like a game. I heard a few stories about it that, Pearsdale kick straight. It could have been a little bit
Yeah,
different.
10, 20.
They got it up
10,
there
20
enough.
wild.
They
Yeah.
did. They got entries. Their entries weren't great. They were having shots from spots that weren't that great. But it looked to me as though Devon were in control of the game. They possessed the footy. But the thing about Pearsdale, Gammers, and you guys would know, their balance around the contest was absolutely dreadful all day. So if they won the ball, that's fine. So there'd be a contest. They'd have two
Everyone
or three
forward of
blokes
the ball.
forward of it. That
Yeah,
looked
okay.
great. But it was what was happening when they're not winning the contest, and they just get torched, and that gave Devon really good looks going inside 50. Their balance, I'm not sure what was going on with the coaching about it, but one, they didn't take away the uncontested marks, and two, their balance was off. Now that's probably been their Achilles heel all year, I'd imagine, and that's cost them in the end.
Yeah,
They had some good looks. Eddie wasn't fit, and they just torched. They do not switch play or take the ball off the line.
Yeah.
Just skinny.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just frustrating watching because if either team, actually Kirby was the only bloke doing it as a ruckman.
Yep.
The one time you'd hit corridors, like you said, fat side and hit corridor, you got access straight away inside your 50.
Yep.
Yet they just kept on kicking down a line, contest. So
Yeah, right. So let's go at this. What are the Bombers' numbers like coming in?
Let me just bring that up. So do you want to have a look at
This will tell us a bit of a tale.
While he's doing that, I was chatting to you about Kirby because I watched Kirby in the final against Bombers, and I really think he was null and void.
full dose,
Correct, and then he's gone into the ruck, and you were saying he had a real impact.
Totally different.
Yeah.
He was best on ground by an absolute country mile.
Is that because he can cover the ground so well?
Well, what he was doing is a big Hugh, the big fella.
Yeah,
So Hugh
yeah,
Jones,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
So
yeah.
when the ruck contest, like the hitouts probably went to Jones, but it was
It
what
did.
he did out once the ball left the ruck contest. He racked up footy, got
Okay.
around the ground,
Okay.
and he actually plays
Yeah.
like a bit
He's
of
an
a mid,
aerobic beast, isn't he?
which, as I said before, probably against H, because H rucks and follows up are at the source.
Yeah,
H
right.
doesn't get around the ground getting kicks.
Okay.
So it's an interesting battle with
Yeah,
those two.
okay.
Because
He's
Kirby
a
will
Brody-
fuck off.
He's a Brody Grundy type.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
an
right.
interesting battle.
Almost
those
like two wingers playing as rucks. aren't
Yeah,
they?
Push
absolutely.
behind the ball hard.
No, he
If he has to,
finds
slip
the
back?
footy. No, not really.
Yeah, okay.
Not really. And H is in a big contested mark behind the ball. He
Okay.
doesn't line up with the footy
Okay.
or any of that. H sort of follows up around the contest. So the ruck battle intrigues
Yeah.
me a lot.
Yeah,
The interesting thing about the last time these teams met is we know Devon is a high possession, high uncontested mark team, but Frankston took that away from them and actually beat them in those stats. So 85 marks to Frankston last time they played to 69. Uncontested marks 67-51 Frankston's way. So if the game goes that way, and if we think that Frankston could possibly bully the younger Devon Meadows side, I'm not potting Devon. I struggle to find a way to see them in front at the final siren.
I agree. If you keep Devon to 60 and below uncontested marks, they won't win.
They're going to find it tough, aren't
they?
They
won't win. Well, they don't. That's from particularly back half gamers. They just sort of hit little one, hit another one, get it to halfway, and then they lengthen and go quick.
Yep.
If Bombers press up and take away that space in the front half, and they're going to get looks because they're going to win clearance. That's their one would win clearance.
Yeah.
Get it inside 50 and press up. Devon will not be able to chip the ball around. They're going to have to punt out of there. Good luck.
Are we just assuming that Jolly Hillis goes into the middle, or does he go forward? Where are we seeing Joel?
I know where I'd blame. I'm totally opposite. You go first, Megan.
Yeah, he's an interesting player, isn't he? But it depends on Kent. Am I right in saying I know that I didn't think Kent would get up, but he did. Did he play forward?
He kicked 2 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And
did he play deep forward, out of the goal square?
Yeah, deep-ish.
Yeah, okay.
And the matchup was completely dog shit. They got that wrong.
Right.
But by half time, that calf was gone.
Yeah, I figured so.
Okay.
But maybe he gets it, Dr. Death.
He's got 2 sessions. Okay. He's got 2 sessions with Deathy this week.
Yeah,
right,
okay.
okay.
You know,
So he'll get up.
He'll get up.
So he'll get up and play. But, yeah, look, Hillis is a tough proposition up forward. Like, he's a tough proposition up forward.
For me,
from matchup-wise, it's just nearly impossible.
Yeah. For me, you've got 2 midfield groups, relatively even. Ruckman, you probably get the ascendancy to H. So if you take Joel out of the midfield, I still think that the Devon mids can get enough ball forward because the knock for me on Bombers is behind the ball.
Okay. So you play Joel forward.
I don't think
Joel forward.
Yes, I am, because I think
Dusty Martin forward.
Yes.
So you back Williams. Williams is pretty good in the middle there. You back Battle. You back those sort of guys that get it done. Rory
will go to flex.
Okay. Rory was very good.
Well, that's a weapon. That's a weapon.
Yes.
If he can go forward and just play forward.
I think that's what I'd do.
And be freed up.
That's my personal view.
Yeah.
The other thing that's very interesting is Corey Braden. That's a big, powerful, pretty aggressive forward. He's not playing because of points. That's why he's not playing. If Kent was not to play, would you be better off playing? Because, to be honest, the one part of the game that Bombers are going to go at, Devon, is physicality.
Yep.
Corey Braden doesn't bode too well for blokes going physical. He's a pretty tough customer.
Yep.
If Kent's iffy, Braden could play. I think, what's Kent's points now, 2 or 3? I think Braden's a 3. So I would suggest if Kent's not right, Corey Braden might be the boy that comes in, and that changes things because he is a physical
So
beast.
you lose Kent's experience, but you gain some versatility.
But I don't know.
I think Devon are a completely different outfit when Kent plays. When you set up for him, like the way he sets them up, you can go after a few Devon players and put a few away, but he gives them confidence. He puts them in the right spots, and even when they're not playing that well, he gives them the confidence that just go again. Where I reckon in years past they've probably folded under pressure. Yep. He doesn't allow that, so I would roll the dice on him.
I like that.
I've probably got a little bit of a different view to you guys when it comes to Joel. I would start Joel in early, and just to get the tempo of the game. This is going to be hot. I reckon Frankston are going to get 2 or 3 goes at winning this game. I reckon Devon probably only get 1, and it's got to be done from the start. So I'm not saying you guys are wrong, and I'm not saying I'm right, but I would want my best players around the ball when it's
early on.
When it's even.
Early on.
Yeah, you could always...
I agree with what you're saying, Gavin, because he's a gun. He's just won a league medal. But I guess we're looking at a point of difference. Look at his numbers last week. So he's had 19 last week. Kirby had 35, which is, that's good reading. Battles had 29. I don't mind you thinking it might be at the start, and then they shift him. I wouldn't be taking him off the ground. No, if I'm coaching Devon, he does not leave the ground.
Why don't you go
exactly.
Jake Stringer?
Just do
the Stringer roll.
8 minutes down forward.
Do the Stringer and Dusty Martin roll. Take centre bounce roll forward. Someone else comes up, so he's around the contest. Then go forward.
Because I just don't know how they get it done in the middle without him in there consistently.
Well, you've got to have someone near him, don't you? You can't just leave him being I suppose.
Yeah.
It's an interesting, a great problem to have if you're Devon. You'd love to have him in every part of the ground, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Half back and in the middle.
Because here's
Rory's had a good year.
He's had a good year.
Here's part of my argument, boys. The last time these two teams played, Devon Meadows had 57 inside 50s to Frankston's 50, and they lose by 11. So, do you put him up there? But does he generate those inside 50s? I mean, they've got to get that number of inside 50s again, I would think. To be a chance.
You'd have to get up there to that.
No, that's good.
So just in the last game too, so Hillis has had 6 clearances, Kirby's had 6, Battles had 5, and Rory has had 3.
So it drops off pretty quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you are relying on them. It's definitely a challenge, but the point of difference might be if they can get enough footy down there. But you're probably not going to leave it too long if the footy's not coming down there.
Yeah. And when we look at the midfield for the Bombers, too. So now let's flip the coin and let's have a quick look at the midfield for the Bombers. It's more than handy, and they're going to get first use of the footy.
Yeah, with you, Alex will start in with Flynn and maybe Kinga, or the boy they got from. What's his name? They got him from Kringle. He goes around.
Sammy Glenn's good. I reckon Sammy Glenn will start forward. I think they'll start Kingsbury, Wood, and Harnett. I think that's as good as they've got.
I think so. For my concern is with that, and I used to have the concern when I actually was the midfield coach. I think that's too much inside. I would be worried about that. I think they need I think they need a bit more outside in there with that. This is because Flynn is absolutely at the footy. Flynn doesn't give you he's a tough bastard. Flex is all inside, and King is a brute. That would be a concern with those three. I'd probably try, and that's why I think Glenn would be important, just to have a bit more outside there. Because under pressure, get it to the outside and go. But it's going to be a great matchup.
So those names, we're saying the midfield battles is pretty even. There's not a huge, no huge disparity.
I'd give I think Devon's midfield is a bit below the Bombers one.
Yeah, okay, but not by.
I think it's even enough. Numbers. I think it's even enough on grand final day, and then I think it's a battle of speed versus skill.
Yeah, okay.
That's
your theory for Joel, isn't it?
Yeah, look,
come out of the front of the
I think when you're playing against a team with more guns, you've either got to go after one or you've got to try and match it up, especially early. Like, you're talking about 3 inside balls, I'm licking my lips. I mean, I love the game played like that. So I'm thinking the first 5 minutes for grand final is just that. But then I guess the other way of thinking is if you can get it to the outside early, you might score 1 or 2, and that might be the difference, considering there's only 2 goals between these two teams last time.
I think we saw 2 the other day when you're comparing to the AFL. You're talking about the Collingwood-Adelaide game where you had a side that contested, and the Adelaide maybe saw the negative of like young players going to a final. It is a bit of a concern for Devon.
Yeah.
Never been there, have been pushing for it for years. Good on them for making it this year. But the point is the Bombers have been in Divi 1. They're so close to it, they can smell it again. They want to get back up again. And they've got some hardened players who have been there, done that. And that'll be a huge difference coming this game when nerves play a big part for every single player that's about to run out. The nerves will disappear from the Bombers, I think, very, very quickly, and I reckon it'll stick around for Devon for a long time. Can they hang in there,
So, the last time these two teams played, Alex Harnett has 27 contested possessions. Not possessions, contested possessions. And Joel Hillis has 24 contested. Everyone else is miles behind. So I just think you would, early, when it's hot, if you're Frankston, you're probably thinking they're going to go in pretty physical. I'd be putting me beast.
Yeah, that's fair. The interesting about we were at the game with Devon and
Frankston,
and the first half, Devon had them cold.
Yeah.
They outplayed them, and they were going quick. Taking the game
on. They conserved.
After half time, now I'm sure it wasn't the instruction, but they just took the foot off the gas and the Bombers can't lift it. So if you're Devon, you're going to have to go at them.
I talked about that
because
remember we spoke about Kent. Like Kent went off and the heads dropped and the young side, and they admit that possibly might have been the reason they lost that game. Because they all dropped and went out. But let's be honest, Khan, his third quarter was so they know, and I guarantee you they know because I've spoken to a few blokes at Devon this week. They know how important he is to their side, and they have gone to town on him. They've watched a lot of footage. He's a hard man to beat, but they've got a definite plan ready to go.
Have they really?
They've got a definite plan.
Macca, did you tell them my plan?
It has to be.
Don't kick it, Khan.
Don't kick it to him. I like it. Well, that helps, doesn't it?
You missed your calling.
It has to be Gregson, wouldn't it?
Gregson's on crutches with ice on his foot.
But it would have, if
he was
Churchill went to him in the game. The kid. They had Churchill and
Hallier's the other one. Don't forget Hallier's
your boy Diz.
Mate, he can play. So they'll do their best to take him out of the game.
I don't think Gregson plays.
If I'm Bombers, I'm sending Bailey Welsh straight to Kent. Yeah. They sent him to Mason when we played him and destroyed him.
Don't be surprised if Devon sends someone to Bailey Welsh.
Yeah, well, we thought about doing that too. Yeah.
Up half back flank.
Yep.
Boys, we can talk about it. This is if you're a footy numpty, you're loving this. This footy intel is fantastic.
Gammers, I just want to ask Gammers, you've coached against these two teams this year, mate. I know that the Bombers free up Mitch Charles behind the ball.
Yeah.
So they are happy to let him the player to come up around the footy and they have a spare around the ball. Mitch is the one that drops off a lot.
Which I think suits Devon. I reckon Devon can hit up on that.
That's what I mean. I think with their uncontested mark game, you've got an extra up through the middle. So I'm sure the boys are going to work on that. That's an interesting thing. Did Devon free up someone? You'd probably know. Did Devon get the winger back or do they free? It didn't look that way last week. I mean, half fat doesn't man up. But it's hard to tell whether he's just not manning up or spare.
I don't think it happens unless Kent allows it to happen.
Okay.
So I reckon
Yeah.
they follow until he says
Behind the ball.
otherwise.
Marshals. Yeah.
I've said openly that Devon gave us the most problems. Even that game that you guys come and watch out of Devon, they had us on toast. They were 30 up at three-quarter time, and we had to throw
He
some.
just rallied.
Yeah, we had to throw some things around, and we got Frankston below their best probably both times. To be fair, like, I think we were the team that kind of broke them down the first time, didn't win, and then got them the second time with injuries. But yeah, Devon. I feel like Devon's the fairy tale story, isn't it? Like if they get their game going, and if they get a fast game going, they could be hard to stop. I think that's their way to the flag. I can't see it personally, but if momentum's tough. Momentum's tough to change.
So with that, we need some tips and margins. The footy intel, this is magnificent.
Did just sorry to jump in? Did their ruckman miss last week? Their main ruckman, given Kirby's game, that must be
don't play before. Yeah,
sorry, question. Don't play him. Yeah, and I know Frawley was a little bit less impactful last week in Proppy, so it's just an interesting prospect. I don't know. Like I would probably.
They're not neither Kent or Frawley 100%. They're nowhere near it.
The counter is though.
Jared's not fully fit.
What if
there you go.
Kirby goes down?
That's the issue. So you haven't got another ruck.
You have to play him.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Put Frawley
unlucky not to have a sub sitting there because he'd be the perfect sub.
The other thing
you're talking about Simmons.
Yeah.
I'd have to play him if he's right.
I think so.
The other thing that they didn't pull the trigger on that the super coach here suggested last time was when they were kicked after half time, they were kicking. They should have moved Frawley from. They were kicking against the breeze, put him on Khan, and they didn't do it.
He's a premiership defender.
That's what Macca said. They missed the trick. If they had a shut him there, that's the quarter. They probably win. So maybe
they get 30 points in front of half time.
Maybe that's an option.
Yeah. And Frankston Bombers in their natural composition have Khan, so that's the backup ruck. So Simmons has to play.
Yeah.
Come on, what's your game plan? Pete, tell us your game plan one more time.
There's two parts of the plan.
Yep.
So the first part of the plan is don't kick it anywhere near Khan.
Yes,
It's a bit like Fight Club, isn't it?
Second part of the plan is if you kick it near Khan, cancel Saturday night.
Get the engraver ready.
He's a boy.
Right, so boys, we've got a lot to get through in Division 1 yet, but we need some tips and margins for the Division 2 grand final to be played on Saturday down at Frankston. Macca, please.
Yeah, I'm going to... The Bombers will win it. The Bombers will win it. But I don't think it's going to be as a bigger margin as people think.
Righto.
I actually think that Devon will push them. I'm going to say 17 points.
Righto.
Yep.
Okay. Spook?
I think that the Frankston Bombers fucking footy club will be winning this grand final. Don't you worry about that, Devon. They're fucking coming towards you. And we've got Spencer Robinson for best on ground, and they will win by 48 points.
48 points, righto. Gammers.
Yeah, I think Frankston will win. I think it'll happen. In the middle part of the game, and then the unfortunate thing about grand finals is once you get a little bit too far behind, it can get a little bit out of hand.
It can get ugly quite
so
quickly,
I reckon that 5 to 6 goal margin will be comfortably achieved late in the game.
Okay. Yeah, I think Devon. I said Devon a couple of weeks ago. I reckon Devon in a close one by 8 points. I reckon they might get their way a little bit for long enough to hang on. It'd be a hang-on job, but Devon by 8 points for mine. On folks, if you love your footy, get down there on Saturday.
Who's your best on now?
Jolly Hillis.
Oh, fuck it.
Jeez, there's a surprise.
Stepped in a line.
You're not going to go back.
No, he's the best player.
He is. He's the best player in the comp.
I'll take Flynn Wood, by the way.
Yeah. And Spencer Robinson's my boy. I reckon he has 18 to 22. He's as clean as a whistle, and he hits 45s inside. No one else does. He's my boy.
Did you have a best on? I know you figured about it.
Yeah. I think Harrison Pryor.
Yeah. Well, you're going to limb there.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it. We don't know how good he is.
No, we don't. He can't be. He couldn't be 100%.
I'm a risk taker.
Even though the
he
boys
might not be right, but I reckon
the boys are saying he could have played last week.
Yeah.
Okay,
he could play on.
But they would have said that anyway.
I'm saying Devon by 7 points and Kirby.
Yeah,
against age.
It's not bad.
Turn it up.
Jeez, that's well earned.
Yeah, no, it might be a bit different story.
So, Chief, are you saying that even if Simmons gets up, Kirby rucks?
Oh, yeah, it has to ruck. Yeah.
On last week,
Kirby has to go around the ground.
So what are you doing?
What are you doing, Simmons?
That's the point. He's too slow. I don't think they should play him.
But there'll come a time where
you need to
they're
chop
going forward. Yeah, I don't think you play a whole game, and they're going forward and they're not marking it. They'll have to do something with him. He's the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fantastic intel, fellas. Doesn't get any better than that, folks. We're going to be back after the break with Macca to go through. I think Gammers has to take off.
Got some recruiting to do.
Got some fun. Got some
Watch him on the way out the door.
Hey, boys.
Frankston boys are still there.
He's already got Macca's paper back.
The Macca's going to hang around for the division.
Got the Premier Data draft.
Oh, hey, how good's this?
Yeah,
That's pretty good, that.
Folks, you're watching and listening to the Halftime Heroes. We'll be back after this break.
Looking for unbeatable deals on new and used Toyotas? Head to Frankston Toyota, where great service meets great value. From rugged Hilux to fuel-efficient Corolla, we've got the perfect car for every driver. And right now, crazy low finance rates for selected models. Come see why locals trust Frankston Toyota. Just off the freeway, easy to find, hard to beat. T's and C's apply. Visit frankstontoyota.com.au today.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. Well, Gammers has left the room, but they're gone. He's had enough. He's still recovering. Gammers, he's just sort of gone. Get a bit of Zen time into him.
He might have hung if they were in a grand final going towards Division 1, but maybe he's just thought, I need to get myself right for Division 2. And
he's running water for the twos, so he's probably
is.
going to have to hydrate and get ready for that.
He is.
Maybe, or maybe
I
not.
think he followed the Bombers boys out with a bit of cash.
There was some notes. There was something fell out over there.
Yeah, I think he stole some of the Mornington money.
Bags or something.
Yeah, and I reckon early sports bet favourite for next year. I reckon Sammy. I reckon they'll go out and get
I agree.
I reckon
He's re-signed it.
$1.20 favourites.
Right. So we're up to the Division 1 part of the show, guys, where we're going to review the two games, which were Rosebud and YC played at Mornington on Saturday, and Mount Eliza and Edie played down at Olympic Park on Sunday. So we're going to just skim through these because we want to spend a bit of time on the game coming up.
Yep.
Rosebud and YC, fairly even contest. Macca, you and I were there
for
the first half. YC controlled the ball for the first 15 minutes.
They did.
But I thought at the end that the scoreboard was reasonably flattering for YC only being 22 points down.
Yeah, I agree. And like they were going short, sharp early. And they hit the scoreboard a couple of times, and then Rosebud started to really lengthen them and go long.
Yeah.
And then they got a fairly comfortable lead by quarter time. And I reckon Goonan adjusted them, and they started going a bit longer on the ground on Alex Park, and it actually helped them because at half time we were sitting there going, YC are up to their necks in this.
Yeah.
Like McCormack was looking good
forward. I think they were 5 points in front.
I think they were. Yeah. Goonan was sort of trying to get through the middle and doing really well, and Mullane and Hill and those blokes were sort of doing really well through the midfield. But I'd have to admit, I'm going to point this out. Like, we're talking about Hustwaite, right? 37 possessions, 23 contested, 7 tackles, 15 clearances. So if you want any proof on why he won the league medal, he's just told everybody. But the bloke I want to point out is you got to remember how deep that Rosebud midfield is.
Yep.
It is deep, right? So, but there was a bloke, Nan Scowen,
he's a great player.
Yeah.
in the third quarter who decided to go to town.
He's a beauty.
Right? Now, he had 31, 18 contested, 7 tackles, 10 clearances, 1 goal. I reckon 50% of that was in the third quarter when the game was on the line.
Yeah.
So he for me, when the game was there to be won, he was the one who put his head down. White was great. Hustwaite was great. Hartung was great. And alongside big Stevie Cummins, who just put the ball down his throat.
Beautiful great craft.
51 hit-outs to 35.
Yeah. Oh, dominant performance.
Their clearance numbers are a bit of a concern for us. So they got dicked at clearance too. Like you're not going to. They're just contested possessions. Ooh, geez, they've done a number.
You take Goonan and Mullane out, and Mullane, to be honest, I was upstairs after the game, and Mullane wasn't impressed with his game. He wasn't impressed, and that's good. He's had 23-13 contested, but he's had 6 clearances. It's probably a little bit down on his numbers.
Just like he's lost a yard.
I have it on good authority, and I watched it a little bit. They had a run with him.
Okay.
So I reckon they really nullified what he was doing. You've got to remember Goonan's an inside ball, suited him on Mornington's ground, but he works at about 50% by foot.
Yeah.
So, you're probably going to let him go and work on the turnover. But Mullane was heavily held, and I think they let Hill play his normal game and let him go. But I just think Rosebud, they had everything. I watched them train during the week. I think they did their homework. They knew how they were going to play.
On the smaller ground.
On the smaller ground, and I think it was... the other thing I was going to point out, had you seen Dempster's 2 goals?
Yeah.
He played it on a wing, a cracking goal. So he didn't... He's an ex-Narry boy, and he's probably on the back end of his career. I really like him.
He's
a nice
high
fella.
quality, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's hard at it.
Yeah.
Beautiful goals off a wing. He normally plays just in the back line. Yeah, really set him up, lit him up.
So you got Hustwaite, Carousel at the White boys by 2, and Kuipers and the Cummins boys weren't in the best. But I reckon there's 4 or 5 names stiff to be not named in that. But I'd hate to be trying to pick the best of the Rosebud
well, you'll notice that
week in, week out.
You'll notice that Nance Cowan wasn't in their best, but they may have put they may have had Carousella was in their best, and his numbers were low, but he ran a little bit with Mullane.
I was going to say,
so that's probably where that's come from. But Kuipers, I felt really tried hard all day, but they. YC were really good on him and spent a bit of time on him, but Dixon always pops up. If you're going to make him quiet, you got White and Dixon. Like, how many of them can you stop?
Yeah.
And then otherwise they'll just send one of the Cummins twins down there.
Yeah, correct.
It's just whether they're hot or cold.
It seemed to me, Macca, that Darcy was frustrated for leading lanes. That everyone
Darcy
sort of pulled it back, and he just couldn't get. He was so frustrated. He went over the fence once.
He
just couldn't get near it. Look, all the leading lanes were like blocked.
Yeah,
and that ground can do that. Can't it?
Yeah, but Gowan was very good back there.
Oh,
he's pretty solid. So
you got to take care of him, don't you?
Yeah,
you got to sit someone on him.
Yep. So I thought that game. Look, the two guys who I think at YCW, who I thought were handy. Williams and Lambert, the two big boys. Like Williams sat behind the footy a fair bit and really tried to, as he did at Frankston, really try and set him up a little bit. And Lambert sort of swings a little bit both ends. And I thought Williams played a really good game. Cahill was probably quieter than what we all expected. I hadn't watched him too much, so I expected a big game, but he probably didn't deliver. Whether they did a bit of a number on him, probably doesn't suit him. Yeah.
So, flashy, did some flashy things.
But overall there, so YC have had 9 players with 8 touches or less.
Yeah.
How many times have they been beaten up around the ball where they're giving up about 30 contested possessions? So normally they're pretty much their one wood, and they're losing centre clearance by a fair bit. They're going to be very hard to beat. No matter who gets
look, there's no doubt.
And we'll get to the Eliza stuff really, but the size of the bodies of Rosebud, and I looked at the Eliza.
If you can get them on the outside, you're a chance.
Ricky's messaging was all that. But Jesus, it's going to be going to be a hard task beating that team.
I was interested with the role of Luca Goonan. I mean, he's a bull for the day, isn't he? He almost bulls for the day, and he's midfield off, doesn't go forward, and the work he does around the ball. He just cops it. For probably 90 minutes he's playing on the ball and just gets banged into, gets up. He's a magnificent little player.
Yeah, I think we all know that Alex Park suits him. I was sort of hoping you might have interviewed him and I might have seen him on the way to the door. Alex Park suits him. It just suits the way he plays. It's a small ground. He can get clearance. He doesn't have to worry too much about efficiency because once you get in the forward line there, then you got opportunity to score. But look, he was good. He tried hard all day.
He did.
He came off the ground. You saw him a few times. He was absolutely exhausted. So he throws his body at everything. He's as tough as nails. So you won't get anything different from him. He's had 25 possessions. So it's not a bad game by Luca. And, he'll be better for the run. And, they get another opportunity, don't they?
Yeah, do they ever?
Ooh,
they do. Right, so let's move on to that one. So Mount Eliza took on EDS down at Olympic Park on Sunday on a pretty greasy deck. Now, we spoke about this earlier. Just up to sort of finals. Wasn't a whole lot of rain, but certainly the wing nearest the clubhouse was well and truly done. Mount Eliza get up by 52 points in a little bit of a canter in the finish, and they got as far out as 80 points before you got there, Mac, and it was we thought the wet weather might have slowed them down to the ground conditions, but it certainly didn't. Williams was 6, Freeman, O'Neill, Bravo, and Bob in the best. Not in that order. Bob was second, but Lockie Williams showed some form. He's been a little bit out of touch the last few weeks, but comes back with 6.
So we talked about him last week. He was out of form, but he's bounced back.
Yeah, he's bounced back
with 6 goals. And did you reckon? I was looking at their forward line with him and Bob because I expected Bob back, but he was forward, and Bob's had 21, 13 marks and 2 goals. So it's
2 goals, 7 or something.
Yeah, it's a fair outing, but I think Williams has kicked like he's been a dynamo in front of goals like last week he was. But Lambert's the other one that I love down there. Like he's just really footed. He comes up at the back. He often plays as that stalker off the back of the contest and hits up, and then he gets high up the ground. But then, geez, he's engine to get back and just get front and square, and he's really dangerous. And he often if he's not hitting the scoreboard, he's I-50s are fantastic and they're high. And I think last week I said to you, one thing that I love about what Mount Eliza are doing at the moment is their forward I-50 pressure is massive. They've tackled, I think, in total of close to 30 tackles inside 50 over the last couple of weeks. If you're averaging 15 a game, like it's a big number when you think how they're maintaining that ball inside 50.
And that comes on the back of Lambo. Bravo goes down there and puts his body in the way. And Lambo will run into a lot of shit too. He was running into a contest where he probably got no right to. Bob made a big difference down there. Was duking everything. One sticker every time I come in there.
It was huge.
So once again, I probably thought 52 points is fairly flattering for EDS. They look flat and done.
The game, to be honest, the game was over in 10 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much was.
That was they did not have the legs. And Ricky spoke at each break. Each message was about boys get the ball from the inside to the outside.
Yeah.
their balance was very impressive. I know Phillips played on ball, which is a little bit different, but he held his balance. He never went in. And the body size of the Mount Eliza boys, like Finn O'Neill?
Yep.
So young bloke.
Yep.
Phillips isn't big. Like, they don't have the big brutes.
Yep.
But I tell you, if they get it inside and they give that one, they're out and gone.
Yep.
That's their one wood. That's what Ricky coached. So going into the rest of the final series, if they get that right, Mount Eliza, and they get it to their kickers, that was the difference. They got it to the outside.
Good
forward
point.
line was open. They had good leading lanes and they laced them out.
Leading lanes were huge.
Leading lanes were huge. Bob and,
That Rosebud ground.
Oh, yeah, it does. It suits it. They chop them up by
But it
foot.
will on Pines too. We'll talk about that. That's the width on the goals is huge on that ground, so you've got space.
Yeah.
I reckon you're spot on there, Spook, when you're talking about the guys like O'Neill, unheralded.
Yep.
Right.
Huge.
Bravo's
unheralded.
Played
Bravo's
some
enormous.
games in the
tough.
twos this year.
He's toughened up too, Bravo. He's played some good footy.
Definitely played at least one and twos. And then obviously Bain. So if you've got those three guys inside doing the bullocking work, then they can have as
quality
many
on the outside.
Well, that's where they've got it. So
Absolutely.
I think that's icing on the cake. That side, beautiful.
So 30, there was Durbridge, Hiscock, Nanya.
No.
He's a good sized kid.
Colby Nolan's a good
Clark and Arms. But no, they tried hard, but they just looked like they were well and truly short.
Arms is that 35 kick, that
Yes,
free. He can
yes,
seriously
yes.
play.
Yeah,
He's
good
a very
player.
good player.
Undersized ruckman last year playing at Springer Districts.
Yeah, right.
Undersized
Right,
ruckman.
yeah.
But so he's really versatile.
And Edie's attempt at a win was not really helped by Lopo, getting a red card for an indiscretion in the first quarter through a verbal little innuendo, retaliation that is well and truly been pressed Isaac Rankin. So.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, where do you draw? I mean, it's probably not something we want to touch on, but I heard actually the game face, Box was having an argument about it as all passes, funny enough. But, I mean, obviously Lopo's had some issues.
Intelligent.
Yeah, well, that was a great play. Yeah, it was really good.
Good on
but
you, boys.
The point for me, like, where do you draw the line? I know that we go, you can't say that because the media tells us we can't. But Lopo's getting potted about whatever they're potting him about. He's had some issues off the field. And I know, man, a lot of the boys, they would have been getting stuck in the ring. So that's a fair game. You go up someone's marriage or their mum or their dad or whatever they look like. So that's all good. And you use that word and the red card's there.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I think it's disgraceful.
It's
I think it's just, as long as it's not race or religion, let the stuff go on by.
Yeah.
Let Lopo stay out in the ground. Because what's going to happen now? If I'm playing the game of footy and I really want to win, and you know there's people that chirp off, you're going at that person as hard as you can, knowing you can stay within the rules. It takes one comment, and then you can have players, he said this, and then they're getting sent off. It's actually disgusting.
It sets the bar at a really low
How about
base.
as a community of footballers, we just realise that there's certain things that are actually okay to say. Fuck the media, what they tell us we can and can't do. As long as it's not race and religion, let what happens on the field stay on the field. Because I think it's disgusting. Lopo got sent off. That changed the game. Any hope they had of going off. So, and I'm sure he was getting a spray left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
So I just find
I agree
it's
with
just
all
a weird
that.
one.
It's interesting too, just on that, and I don't know what it was, but I changed my angle on this game. I've watched a couple of games recently out on the wing, so you get a beautiful look at it. I decided to sit behind the goals for this one, and I did get there sort of for the second half. I missed a bit of the first half, so I didn't see that. But I was watching Carlin and York. Obviously, Carlin's obviously a leader at the football club, and Antonio. They were at each other for the whole second half. And then there's I don't know him, some bloke in the crowd, Anthony, sorry. There's some bloke in the crowd from Mount Eliza. I don't know him. He kept it kind. He didn't use expletives or anything like that, but he was going at Carlin the whole day, letting him know, how's your neck going with the balls flying over. These boys held it for a little bit, and then they just couldn't help it, and they were going back. And the scoreboard had taken care of itself or whatever. But look, I guess it was in fun, and I don't mind that side of it. I don't mind when the crowd has a bit.
It's great.
Because these boys have a choice to ignore it, but they didn't. They were chirping back.
I think it's fun.
It's all in the game.
And on Big Will Andy, he's going to be, his big body is going to be important moving forward.
Yeah, he's probably, I've watched him obviously for a couple of years, and he's probably established himself in that senior side now where he was a bit of a borderline player.
Correct. He's matured last 2 years.
And he has the last...
had an injury last year.
Yeah, this year he's been a lot better, and he's a lot more physical. So he does give him a target up there when you would think, given the players they're brought back in that side, he may have been one to come out, but I think he's earned his spot, and now he's not getting pushed out.
Let's move to the weekend. The YC Mount Eliza preliminary going to be played at the Pines home deck. Pull it apart, boys. Who wins this and why?
I mean, Macca knows these two teams more intimately this year. on the form you saw Man Eliza play on the weekend, I thought they lifted the last 2 weeks. They lifted their pressure.
They get edgy, Luke. They get this real edgy finals look about them. They've had that the last month.
They
it's been
do.
good.
Well, they just certainly didn't have it like round 18 yet when they were playing against the big boys. I thought they were weak as piss.
Did they play, Luke?
You got dicked by Rosebud.
Rosebud, yeah. Okay.
So it's the last 2 weeks it's ramped up.
They've got some good ins.
Yeah, they have.
Which brings them up.
They have.
But anyway, keep going.
Yeah, so for me, it's if they can sustain their pressure and sustain their physicality, I think they will get a chance to get the ball to the outside, maybe hurt YC.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know YC strength's probably the physicality. Are Man Eliza going as well as last year? Potentially. It's going to be a great game of footy. And I just, again, with Ricky being Ricky, I know you got the love affair with Goons. I think Ricky...
both of them, really.
Yeah, I think Ricky finds a way to get him to the granny. Unfortunately for me, I think they get there.
Okay, yeah. From the compelling evidence we saw against Edie and the week before, it's hard to disagree with that.
The skill level their kicking inside 50 on the weekend was very impressive.
Yeah.
They just laced blokes out and
they had
stuck
time.
it. And
there was no pressure coming in.
Bob changes everything.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. At either end. That's the advantage.
Correct.
I mean,
correct.
If you're struggling down back, you put him back there, and he can play 40 as clunk. His hands on the devices.
He kicks it like a...
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily
that when
straight,
he hit the post, and he knocked the post over.
Knocked, yeah. Lee Matthews style.
Yeah,
Macca.
Who
do you like?
I like Mount Eliza.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that, I mean, I looked at the last 2 times they played. So round 6, where we've got a YC win by about 2 goals. Mm-hmm. And then round 17, it got reversed. Mount Eliza's knocked them off by a couple of goals. Mount Eliza have a better side in now than when they beat them in round 17, which was only a few weeks ago.
Best side of the year will be playing on Saturday.
Also think they're in form. And let's not forget, I want to take you back. In the last game of the year, Mount Eliza needed to either win against Rosebud or Mornington to win to get in. No one talked about Dramana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No one mentioned Dramana.
Yeah, we just thought they were going to get in.
It was like Mount Eliza control their destiny, they win. Yep. Or maybe Mornington on the back of Beaten Pines could win, could beat Langwarrin and they'll get in. Yeah. All of a sudden, neither of them happened. And then we get the Stephen Bradbury moment where we don't expect Pines in their last game of the year that didn't mean anything in regards to finals. Yeah. And Dramana heading on their way into a final series in form, drop it.
It was incredible.
Crazy. And then that opens the door for Mount Eliza's side, who I believe now are in extreme danger.
We've been saying they're the ones that are worried about Rosebud. They are the only
they're the ones.
I don't think YC can beat them.
I don't think they can. And the other thing too is 20 degrees fine on a beautiful,
we play well at Pines too.
Yeah, on a Pines ground that really opens up. They can use width. It's probably not as long as Rosebud, but it wouldn't be too much shorter. They got space. We said it before, Bain, Bravo, O'Neill are the keys to this because the outside run will be there. We will see that anyway. We'll see the outside run.
Did you sit on anyone when you played Mount Eliza?
We always. I think Bain's too important.
Bain's the one.
Yeah, Bain's too important. So you have to take him out of the game.
Right. You have to. A quality player has to go. You don't lose too much, do you?
A
quality player has to go to him.
We don't. We probably don't put our, your Nathan Heath and stuff like that to him. We put a lesser light who we know will get the job done. And so we backed a few kids this year because we're playing them up against, and we were okay against Bain. But the problem is, I could go through Bain, Phillips, Williams, Bravo, Carey, Bob, Lambert, Mercedes, O'Neill, Cole. Like, where does it go? The big, I think I'm going to go through a few other blokes like Small, Langford, Kelly.
Small's very underrated.
Oh, very good. He was very good the weekend.
Hanson,
big body.
The other Bain, as a defender. I just think, we always talk about, which I think they're too deep. I think they're too deep for YC. I really do. And, we all know YC's a good side. Coached against them both this year a couple of times. And I think Mount Eliza's got the better side. And, we all know that we saw it was halftime at Alexandra Park and they were up by a goal. So they're not going to – they're going to stay around for a long time. This game will be on for a long time, but I just think that they'll wear them down.
Yeah, ripping contest. I agree.
Yeah, the pressure that Mount Eliza applied, they did stand up the last 2 weeks they played. We've watched them now. They've really ramped up their pressure. If they get that right, they probably win.
Yeah.
If they drop off their pressure a fraction, they're probably gettable. But for me, if I was going against that midfield, I reckon Bravo's the one I'd take care of. His ability to win it in a contest and he gets through traffic, whereas Finn's a good player. But I think, Finn gets a little bit more outside. He can hurt you. But Will's ability to get it, he runs an angle and gets he just gets out of the contest.
Yeah,
and
comes out the front.
I really rate Will as a player. I'd be going after him if I was the boss.
The other thing too is if I'm Goons, I reckon I'm backing Maxi Williams behind the footy, and I'm putting Lambert forward with McCormick.
Yep.
You got to stretch him.
Yeah,
you have to stretch
Lambert's a
Eliza.
matchup. They haven't got the player there to go with him.
Nah, he's the wild card for me. I reckon you stretch him because we all know it's going to be Bain, Bravo, O'Neill versus Goonan, Mullane, Hill, and Cahill.
Yep.
So you would probably nearly go, who's got the better midfield? Possibly YC, as in inside.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
On the outside, it's Mount Eliza everywhere.
Yeah.
So you know, it is a. That's why I said if it's 16 and raining, I'll take YC.
Yes.
But 20 degrees and beautiful, I'm taking Mount Eliza.
If YC get control around the middle, they're a bit more. YC sort of feed the handle out and kick it. Mount Eliza, YC can surge a little bit out of there. Do you think that's an advantage? It's not like Mount Eliza possess a really big intercept mark game.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
I think Fletcher's gettable, personally. I know he's had a great year. I think if I would try to manufacture the right matchup, I'd isolate Fletcher. He's a good young player, but he's going to the bigger slubber guys and wrestling.
Yep.
So if you can manufacture getting Fletcher on a small, I think I don't rate his ability to get around the small quick. So I'd be trying to get him on a small and hurt him.
Like a little Sampras or something.
Well, he's a nightmare. He can play. He can play. The kid's
It'd be a good matchup there, wouldn't it?
You wouldn't put Fletcher on him. He'll torch Fletcher.
Yeah, well, there you go. For YC, it's good.
That's it. You're trying to manufacture
there's
it.
the mismatch.
Yeah, for sure. But I just think if they can surge out a stoppage a bit, YC get in their front half, press up, maybe they can put them under enough pressure. But I don't know whether that's possible.
I'll throw it to you too. If YC are to win this game, they have to get out to an early lead.
Has to.
They have to get out because one thing you know about this, and I've watched them a bit, Eliza. Yep. They will keep coming and coming and coming and coming. Yep. And they won't. They know. The other thing too is let's not forget last year. They've been there, they've done it.
Yes.
They were the underdogs last year. They've been there, they've done it. They know what it takes. And we talk about them losing to Rosebud a few weeks ago. This is a better side again.
Yeah.
This is a better side.
Yeah. And Braden Nelms is playing like a guy that missed out last year. He missed out last year. He's fucking furious. He ain't missing out this year.
He's cracked in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he has.
For sure.
He's
played some good footy.
like a magnificent captain.
Be good for him to get there too, Neil.
I think so.
He's a bit stiff last year.
Righto, so we're Mount Eliza all round. Sus?
Mount Eliza. I saw a character in the crowd at Mount Eliza. Sorry, at Mornington. He was wearing a skivvy with a hoodie and a baseball cap and sunglasses, and he's just mingling around. And I'm tipping he's got a better side than last year's grand final.
I'm not tipping Mount Eliza. I'm tipping YC,
and that's Ricky Johnson. So
he's a star.
Yeah. So I get the feeling that everyone is now scared of Mount Eliza.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. All right, so we're Mount Eliza all. No,
I'll tip YC just because it pisses Mount Eliza off. That's fine. But I actually think my boy, I love Brenton Lamb, and I think he's the one player, and he fucking hates Mount Eliza with a passion. You can ask him; he'll tell you. And I think he will be. I know he celebrated when he beat the 19s as a coach. He had on his socials and swearing and carrying on. He'll be fired up, and I think he'll be the difference come 4 or 5 o'clock.
I think too. One thing we just haven't spoken about there is Darcy's going to have to. I mean, I think he had 3 kicks, 3 goals, so he does get paid to kick goals. Let's be honest. I just think he has to have more of an influence.
Who's the matchup for him?
Well, that's an interesting one. I don't know whether. Yeah, it's
whether Tom goes to him. Tom Freeman.
He goes to it. Tom normally goes to someone that he can roll off a bit.
Freeman goes up the ground.
I think Darcy will let you roll off.
Well, the beauty of it, I'll tell you what, if Freeman
he did in the weekend.
If Freeman does go to him, Freeman will he'll be able to just go because Darcy he doesn't like to.
He'll just stay back to the goal.
So it could be a good matchup in the way.
I tell you what I would like to see is I do notice that most punch-ons that started the Mount Eliza game, it's Freeman for a start. Let's see how tough he is next to Darcy. I bet he doesn't say a fucking word because all the Mount Eliza crowd didn't say much. The big fella came off from Langwarrin, but you had to pot the other bloke. Fucking weak as piss. These crowd.
Be later.
See,
I'd
like to see that matchup. He throws his weight around.
Well, I see. We're Mount Eliza by 3 for us. But if you love your intel, folks, there you go. If you love your footy, get down there at Eric Bell Reserve at 2:15, I think.
What's the head? That would be love to know the head-to-head since Ricky's come in against Scoons. I'd like to know the head-to-head. It'd be an interesting little head-to-head. Big premiership coaches.
I'll look it up.
It'd be a nice one
in the ad break. Yeah. If you love your footy, folks, get down Eric Bell Reserve for that one. It's going to be an absolute belter. The sun will be out. The bar will be open. It'll be magnificent, folks. You're watching and listening to Halftime Heroes.
Looking for unbeatable deals on new and used Toyotas? Head to Frankston Toyota, where great service meets great value. From rugged Hilux to fuel-efficient Corolla, we've got the perfect car for every driver. And right now, crazy low finance rates for selected models. Come see why locals trust Frankston Toyota. Just off the freeway. Easy to find, hard to beat. T's and C's apply. Visit frankstontoyota.com.au today.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. Thanks to Frankston, Mornington and Rosebud Toyota, our magnificent sponsors who we love. Mac has done a little bit of research of the YC Mount Eliza little clashes throughout the years.
The
Since
Ricky v. Goons.
Ricky's had the reins.
So
Ricky's reign.
If Neil, they both took their clothes off in front of you, which one do you knob off first?
I don't know.
It's a tough ask.
Probably just have to leave the room.
Just go and jerk off.
So what'd you find out, Mac?
Well, I found out that Goons has got him.
Hey! Until this week?
Yeah. Well, it could.
Wash your mouth out.
This is Ricky's first chance to level it up.
Let's go.
Level it up,
Right,
and then put him out.
Yes.
This is the way I see it. So
3-2.
Goons is 3-2 up. So
3-2.
Former
Who's serving?
history would show. I reckon
In the tiebreak.
I reckon Ricky's serving
Serving,
because
righto.
I just think their form's a little bit better. Again,
righto.
I said to you, this game will go a long way. This could be still on in the last quarter, but the point's going to be that I just think that the runs on the board are better, Eliza. But look, this will be great. This will be a great game. But yeah, 3-2 up.
Yeah, since Ricky's been in charge.
Yep.
Great little stat.
Former
We
Mount
love
Eliza-
it. We love the stats.
We do forget that Goons was a Mount Eliza coach.
Oh, yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
Coach that
Very
gets
good
the
Mount
juniors.
Eliza.
Bloody
Yeah.
hell, he
Are we
was-
saying
Just a little bit of Mount Eliza blood
Are we,
there, I think.
are we saying
That's a little
Luke is a one-pointer at Mount Eliza?
We
There
are
was
saying
talk he was
Luca is
go-
a
I heard he was
one-quarter
going
of
back
Mount
there this year.
Eliza. We're
I
saying
know
that Ned Cahill's a one-quarter.
Yeah, right. Wow.
I
Okay.
saw him kick 5 goals and a half in
Very
the grand final of the juniors for Mount Eliza. I just digged them.
Oh, yeah.
Ned
No,
was
it's
stuff.
ridiculous. Righto, it is time for Luke's Soapbox, and here we go, folks. Let her rip, son.
We did touch base a little bit earlier in the show. So this is going out to the MPFNL. I've had a little bit of information come back that they sent out the coaches for Team of the Year and all those things, but somehow they've messed it up,
Right.
from what I can tell. And they haven't
Yeah.
quite picked the team. They haven't got it ready, and they've sort of picked it themselves. First off, hats off to Jared. Now, I know Jared personally, great coach.
Yep,
You know,
awesome.
doing great, undefeated for a bit of the year. They've made the grand final. The fact that they've given Jared Coach of the Year. Now, if you looked at the Frankston Bombers list, compare that, I'll just put it out there, compared to the Somerville list, what Gammers did with his list, what he's spending, his talent level, is by far the greatest achievement of any coach in that.
This
that
one
comp.
there.
That's
I
a
missed
joke.
one.
Gammers, not because we're here and he's part of the halftime here. I think he's by far the coach of the year. His list is not the same. He'd be the bottom of that top 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fucking terrible from the league for a start.
Can-
Right under Jared.
And throw in like Crib Point's great year and throw in Rye's great year
Right,
too.
that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
they've
Yeah.
listed art. So
Yeah.
I mean, Jared's got a great list. He's done well to get there. But I don't think he should be coach of the year. Then we get on to the players in both divisions. So I'm just going to pick. I'm going to take someone out and
Okay.
put someone in.
Like it.
Now, this guy's a great player. Love the way he plays. Diggins,
Oh, yeah. The bull.
great player. So he averages 26 touches and goes at about 63%.
Mhm.
Right inside mid.
26 touches. Good.
Great.
Yeah.
Great inside mid.
Yeah.
He's on a fucking wing.
Slowest wingman.
Slowest-
I reckon
you-
No,
you
I
Diggins.
don't think
Diggins would, and I know he's good mates with Kai Owens, and I think he had a bit of a giggle at it. I think
Come
we all know that Diggins is good enough to be in that side, but I just think you can't just throw
Put
him
him
out
on the
there.
bench.
and-
So they
put him on
just
the
go
bench
anywhere.
then. Put him on the
Yeah.
bench.
Anywhere.
And then if you go, now I am, as the Halftime Heroes fans know, Commish, I am no man Eliza liker, particularly Finn Bain. I used to pot him every time we coached him. He used to try and tell blokes to whack him.
Yeah.
Don't
yeah,
rate him.
Yeah.
He's averaged 27 possessions a game
At what?
at 68% by foot.
Goes well.
Now, if Finn Bain, if you're going to put Finn Bain into a position if it's not midfield, he would be, if he was playing VFL, he could play wing tomorrow
Oh,
for
yeah.
any VFL team.
Be a handful.
He'd be a handful. The fact that Finn Bain's not in that team
Yeah.
and Diggins is on a wing is a joke, MPFNL. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
Come over to Division 2. Now, I love the way the Gammers coaches, and I love Birdo. Watch Birdo play in the final. He's a tough, courageous player. He's made Team of the Year with 18 possessions and 0.8 goals a game.
Yeah.
Then Jet Peckett's in the team. Don't even have to look at his fucking stats. Yet a kid from Frankston Bombers has kicked 54 goals as a small forward, by far the best creative forward in the comp.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make the squad of 40, you fuck knuckles. Disgraceful, MPFNL. Shove it up your fucking ass. Seriously, get your shit together.
Love it.
Right.
Love it. Spook. Can I add
So-
to that too?
so-
I think he'll stick it up him in this grand
He'll
final.
kick 6.
And I want and can I just I know you went on and I
his
wanted
old man come and told me to jump on the show and him
yeah,
a
blocking. His old man's an absolute ripper.
He's a ripper.
Can I just go back to Divi 1, 2? You talk about those wings. Can you remember who the other wingman was? I feel like it's another inside mid
Yeah,
that sits
I'll
out
tell
on
you.
the other wing. If you have a look at that.
I will.
But I just want to pick up on Hartung on the back flank, who plays as a wing
Oh,
for
yes,
Rosebud, let's be honest. So put him on
yeah.
where he should be playing.
Yeah.
And the other bloke I reckon was really stiff was Cam Oldham.
Yeah.
The Pines have got no players in there. Cam Oldham's got him in that side. He's a super
Lewis
player.
Diggins.
Yeah.
the two biggest inside mids in the comp, I would suggest, are Lewis Diggins and Sam Gertz. Where they picked
Sam Gertz, who's
he's
an
fucking
absolute
ball. He's the best ball.
Yeah,
He's the best ball.
So if
And
you
then,
go in the team of the year and you're a little bit doubtful and you're a super player, just put them on the bench. They don't have to
put them on the bench.
put them on the bench.
Pick them where they
Leigh,
need to be picked.
Put them on the bench.
Charlie
And if you're a
Robson
super
Clay?
player, you can start on the bench. So it's okay.
Three blokes from Red Hill who
they've
who
had
won
more
2
kicked
games.
against them. They've got Frampton and Charlie Robson Clay in the back line for Red Hill.
Yeah.
They got dicked all year.
Mm.
Give me a spell, MP.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to pick a team of the year, put the time into it and fucking pick it properly.
You okay? You feel better?
Yeah, I just that's
Good.
bullshit.
It's good. Sasa did beep, 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 beep. Bring it in, boys.
Hey, congratulations
Here
to
it comes.
congratulations too. Before we finish, to the best and fairest this year. Like Huss is absolutely the
No,
best
we
player in
spoke
the
about him
competition.
earlier.
Yeah, sorry.
No, but awesome.
Yeah, I just think it's good. I think that's we've been negative here on the back of some of these selections, but
Yeah.
I
Jesus
just think they
Christ.
got it
now,
right.
boys,
No one's
right?
going to.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Clear
he should be naked.
Yeah.
Kelly Pryor didn't win it.
Absolutely.
Would have been had
Yeah,
chili in here.
yeah.
Would have been real chilly.
It would have been fucking sitting here alone too. Right, no, Sus, let's let it rip, son.
I'm not going to be as vocal as that, but,
No,
I think I'm still rattling on that we should have something in the rule book that helps Cam Rayner just decide his choices and how he manoeuvres around the ground. So we all know that the umpiring didn't cop a fair hit on last weekend. We'll call it Friday night for 3 obvious reasons. The AFL have come out and said 2 were bad and 1 wasn't that bad. But, geez, yeah, Cam Rayner for me, just the exhibition he
flop.
Yeah, he put on.
He made Matty Lloyd look like
and then to play up to a Geelong crowd after that really got me. So you just don't. I've never remembered footballers doing that.
Such a beautiful player too, mate.
Yeah.
He's a magnificent footballer.
He's in his last year too. He's in his last
He's going
year.
to rugby sevens.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
going
he's
to go
moving.
rugby
Oh,
sevens.
wow. Done at the end of the year.
Jeez,
Going to represent Australia.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So then we'll all cheer him. All the Geelong supporters will cheer him.
when he falls over.
And there'll be well, hopefully there'll be some Tongan guy out there. Probably
Maybe
120 and 6'6" and just puts him on his own.
I like it, Sus. But on that, because I think it's a fantastic one to bring up. Surely now there's a precedent set, and we won't see it for the rest of the finals.
There'll be blokes taking dives left, right, and centre this week. Get a free kick. Your Collingwood blokes are good at it.
Good weekend of footy coming up.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a wrap, folks, from the Halftime Heroes. I'd like to thank Liam and Nathan Drew from the Devon Meadows
Fat
Footy
and
Club.
half
They were
fat,
bloody
boys.
rippers. Alex Hartnett and Ryan Murdoch from the
lads.
mighty Bombers Footy Club. It's
Come
going to be a
boys.
belter down there on Saturday. Too.
Ripper.
Another beautiful conditions.
Who do you think wins, Maggot?
I think we've done it, haven't we? I think I'm Bombers win it. Yeah, Bombers win. It'll be a little bit close.
Beautiful conditions.
The finals, the last few years down at Frankston, the finals, it's been perfect.
Didn't we say it was going to be 18 and a bit overcast?
No, it's lovely.
Don't we want to get Jane Bell on the
Yeah,
phone?
we'll do it.
No, we don't get Jane Bell.
Good stuff.
No, it's going to be actually it's going to rain on Saturday. It's going to be 20 degrees and it's going to be
Bit
blowing.
cloudy. Bit cloudy.
That's all right. No, not a lot of wind.
Nah.
It's
It'll be
fantastic.
It'll be right. Frankston will turn it on.
Thanks, us, for the loan of your garage again
Oh,
and pushing the magnificent button, Spook. Thank you once
Well
again.
done,
It was
well done
been
on your
fantastic.
hosting. You're fantastic
Yeah,
job,
you
hosting.
smashed
Macca,
it.
thanks for coming in.
You're on fire
It
tonight.
was
That's your
bloody-
best.
was it?
That's your best.
The best.
That's the best you've done, yeah.
No, I loved it.
Quite a low.
No, I loved it. I
No.
thought you were good tonight.
No,
Adam Kelly, we need you back, mate, next week. But,
Weakest piss, Adam.
yeah, not good enough, mate. Just don't. You have to get in the bins. It's got to empty them.
Clean up
Don't
that
even near
herpes.
them.
Get rid of that herpes off
Folks, that's a wrap. Thanks to Frankston, Mornington and Rosebud Toyota. We've loved the show tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you all next week.